Uh, Here's hoping this goes well. Also, I've been painting miniatures recently.
Miniatures? What is this?
Oh yeah, you can hear perfectly.
Cool.
Yeah,
Very good.
yeah, miniatures like D&D miniatures.
I am not familiar, actually.
You're not?
I'm not. What is miniatures? Am I uncultured?
You know the things you use in in-person games for your character
Ah, I
token.
see. I see. I see. You've been making them, or what?
Painting them.
Painting them. I see. I see.
Yeah. Yeah. So how you been, laddie?
I'm doing all right. Could be better, but
Life. Do you think he's gonna cancel the Friday night game, Spartan?
I think it's more likely that it will either be postponed until his schedule frees up, or it'll be changed to a different day.
Hmm.
I don't think it'll be canceled outright, but we shall see.
Hope it's not because I've been having fun playing Jason.
This is true.
We gotta at them. They're taking long.
okay. Now that that's working, let's see if this elevator actually moves. Need a spawn point.
Okay, now that's funny, man.
I try.
Now that's funny. You'll be Red Dead yourself.
Okay, it's not doing shit.
Tragic.
Okay.
Also, you never got back with me what I wanted to do.
It's okay. So I planned to do it kind of at the start of this session, kind of same with Dudahan.
Okay, good to know this. You could have just told me, text me that.
It's easier to just do things.
Yeah, but at least I get some notification on what you're planning somewhat.
You're not wrong. You're definitely not incorrect.
I
Well,
am
I mean,
never wrong.
I don't know about that one.
you're wrong more than half the time.
Oh, really?
Yes, really.
I I make mistakes, but when I say something, I am never wrong about them.
You are wrong almost 100% of the time. There we go. That's what I meant to do.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Hey,
I'm good.
Smiles.
How are you? Hello.
Say hello to the world. I'm live streaming this shit.
Hello.
I should probably actually give one of the smart reverse tag.
Huh?
What if I just do a Advance.
Oh look who finally decided to join.
What's up?
Listen, fucker.
Gulliver.
I'm on question 7.
Listen.
Not
Listen.
Abacus, calculus.
Listen.
Right now I'm trying to find the inflection point on a graph of
Listen,
f
you assholes.
on a closed
Listen.
interval giving
We are
giving me the derivative
top.
Smiles, you're
graph.
not muted.
It did not
You're
give
not
me the
muted,
actual
Smile.
function, so I'm having to find the inflection point of the actual function on
Lord.
the derivative graph.
Aaron.
I'm not muted.
Is that Aaron?
Yeah,
Or am I just dumb?
that's
Aaron.
Smiles.
She realized it's fine.
Listen, I always play almost at least an hour on my stream. Don't give me shit. I needed to play a minimum an hour.
Dude, even though knowing an hour you have until game time.
Yes. I made it here before 1 o'clock, didn't I?
Well, good news. The audio's working this time.
Give me a second to get on level 20. I have my Irish cream fudge.
We're still waiting for Ranger to get here.
Motherfucker!
We'll give him like 10 to 15.
Also, I got.
I'm nice and give my late players 30 minutes.
You're too generous.
I'm Canadian. Fuck you. Fuck you mean generous?
I would start 5 minutes. I'll give them 5 minutes and say, okay, they're late. Fuck them. It's
That's
okay.
probably why it's not working, because the fucking things didn't
It's
fix.
okay.
I'm here. Okay, my headphones weren't plugged in. There we go.
Also, Dooley, I have.
I did like calculus for 1 unit in high school, and that was it.
What's calculus?
You've already lost me.
I only know geometry and algebra, and that's it.
Listen. And I play Dungeons and Dragons. Most of the math we do is addition, subtraction, and sometimes multiplication, and a lot
division.
of it. And I've never used division in D&D yet.
Really, even for resistance.
Oh, yep, resistance. Yep, you use division for that. Yep, you are correct. No, we don't really touch exponents in Dungeons and Dragons. But I do know how they work. But one of the biggest math equations you will ever use in Dungeons and Dragons, especially if you have a flying creature, whether as a DM or a player, is the Pythagorean theorem. You actually use it. Yeah. It does have a use, but it was outside jobs with math. Because it's how are you gonna tell if you can hit the guy with your arrow that you can shoot 80 feet when the guy is 50 feet out from your ground level from where you are and you're 100 feet up. It's like I don't know how far away he is from this like angular point here. Yeah, and because Mezzo, Kurama, so Kurama and Doctor. Spartan, does Magnus have flying? Does he have the wings?
He does indeed.
Yes, you just haven't used them yet.
He's used them once.
Once? Okay. This means three of the 8 party members that I have. More than half the party members of my party have flying. Because because I have a gem dragonborn and the gem dragonborn have a natural ability where they can fly at a speed of 30 feet for about a minute. And the sorcerer has boots of flying.
Why did you allow that?
Rule of cool, motherfucker! I'm in love with it! Also, Aaron, this is a very common rule that a lot of DMs like to do. It's called the rule of cool. And basically, what it is that the DM will let you do anything that you want to do that is cool, as long as you can find a way to justify your character doing it.
I want you to know I'm incredibly good at BSing, so I wish you.
Wonderful! And you're an artificer! Oh, joys!
Oh, you're playing an artificer? I'm also an artificer.
Yeah, she's an artillery arty.
I'm also a goblin.
What's your character? What's your?
Little spawn of chaos, that bitch.
Tell me about your character.
Her name is Linky Fizzlewrench. She's 3'2" and a goblin. I don't know what you want to know.
Basically, so Lanky, sorry, Aaron. What I want you to do with Lanky is kind of create her as one of your, like create some stories as if she were like one of your roleplay characters.
I can do this. I can definitely do this.
Because basically, Dungeons and Dragons is just roleplay where you can actually do shit.
It's a theater class.
Yeah, and but it's also exciting because it's not just like in roleplay where you can just do it. It's oh, can I do it whether or not based on the roll of this dice to add in a little bit of like chaos and natural luck.
I can definitely make up some great stories for her.
And also in this one, I am the player. Spartan is the dungeon master. I am
God
playing
help
a
us.
17-year-old skin changing rogue.
Oh boy.
Yes,
I play.
and I am a theater child.
I am.
And I play Lucidus Corvus, who is also a bit of a theater. He's like a con artist bard, who plays music as a distraction for thieves and shit to do their thing.
I'm a thief.
I'm
also the distraction.
I play Rakul Lauber, noble artificer, a gift.
You're a bastard child.
Yeah, I'm also my character. He's also a bastard. He's just Jon Snow.
A more cowardly Jon Snow.
Yes, very much, very cowardly motherfucker.
Which is weird because your entire subclass that you want to pick, which is Battlesmith, is all about being the artificer that gets stuck in the fight.
Yes, that I chose character over after being proficient. I am going character-wise, man. I try and go through a story.
I'm going through a story as well, but I also like to be useful.
I am still useful.
I'm only there to cause chaos.
I support from the back.
There's a sex joke to be made here.
Yes, definitely. It's
I was thinking it. Definitely did not say it though.
Spartan, you usually play it off like you don't notice anything. You play off like you're prude, but you're not. You're one of us.
I absolutely noticed most of them. I just don't comment on them.
Stop being a pussy.
That is the difference.
Pussy. Pussy.
Are you offering?
No.
Ayo. Only to that. Only to that.
There you go. There you go. Are you typing?
Yes.
Holy fuck!
Man, type.
That's fast.
Oh no, that's me actually typing fairly slow.
What?
Alright, let me pull up something so I can type fast. I'm gonna do a game real quick. That'll be Type Nitro. I'm gonna play a game and you're gonna get to hear me go speedy. Ew. Yay, I got first place.
It's just literally this is what it sounded like. This is what it sounded like. Yay, first place.
Wait, I remember in I think third grade playing those old computer typing games. Oh, that was so much fun.
Yeah, I play a lot of Nitro Type when I'm in class and stuff. If I get bored, it helps me like listen because I'm just like clickety clacketing. It's great.
Oh
Mhm.
yes.
My teachers hate it, but like I love it.
But it helps you focus. But that's also, but it's also because it causes distraction for other students. You're not allowed to do it, so then you have to suffer.
Yeah.
Welcome to the modern society, bitch.
Yeah, I like to listen to music.
Oh yeah, I normally do that.
Also, I can't wait for season 2 of Vox Machina.
Right now, I'm excited.
Me and my sisters are gonna watch the first. Gonna be watching it, all of it together.
Wait, Jackie, who's your favorite Vox Machina character?
Percy.
Yeah, mine's Percy too.
I like how he's always calm in mostly every situation. Like he is, I would say, the straight man to everybody's chaos. Am I wrong?
The straight man
Yeah.
and a group of gay people.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Especially with.
Oh, Aaron, I forgot to mention something vitally important about my character.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a crush on a man.
Nice.
He's gay.
Wait, in this
Nice.
game?
Yeah, trick is by.
Alright, no, okay.
I usually make my changeling characters bi because in my mind it just makes sense
Eh,
for the average tiefling to be bi because they can because. So Aaron, there is a race in Dungeons and Dragons called called changeling.
Yes.
They are of fairy descent, and they have a natural ability to take on any appearance they wish.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the kick. Here's the downfall of it. It only affects their physical body. And they can appear to be anybody they wish, of any race, of any gender, so long as they don't change their size category and change their arrangement of limbs. So I can't become a medium dog, but I can become a medium dog folk. I don't. Changelings also don't gain the racial benefits from the race. They just gain the appearance. Everything else is still the same.
yep. It's like putting fake muscles on somebody.
Yeah, I can make fake muscles. I can appear to be like a 9 foot tall Goliath and whatnot. Well, I would be able to if Spartan was the bitch and took them away.
It took what?
Goliaths.
Well, kind of. I didn't. Well, kind of. Is the answer.
I said when I was in the fucking tomb, in the sarcophagus, I said I wanted to be a Goliath, and you said they don't exist.
I did not say they don't exist. I probably said something along the lines of they don't quite exist.
Yeah, I just take that as they don't exist because you like using your words.
If,
Yep.
if they don't
You
exist, I would
You
say they don't
you
exist.
speak as if you like the sound of your own voice.
He speaks
This
in
is not
double
true.
speak.
I say what I mean.
And you mean what you say.
This is
Exactly
true.
my point.
You're not.
Well, shall we start? It's been 10 minutes.
This is true. Hmm. Probably.
I'll add him to see where he is.
I got it.
Afterwards, anyone up to play Sea of Thieves?
I haven't downloaded it yet.
Uh,
Okay, let's go back to.
our suffering, our demise. Raku, get impaled!
Okay,
So dramatic.
Not yet. If you want to get impaled so quickly, it can be arranged, but just settle down. Okay, so last
Brother.
session, this band of Tarnished returned to the village of Winchik, and you
Alright.
met with Gimli, the pseudo village elder. You had a discussion with him that was primarily centered around the deal you struck with Sonnet, and particularly how screwed you are as a result of failing to deliver on that deal.
Yes, we are probably being hunted at this moment.
Cool. Let the DM finish.
Sorry.
The discussion also touched on the folktale figure, Symphony, the blonde-haired phantom thief, and the misfortune that befalls anyone who crosses the orchestra. The ultimate conclusion was that your best course of action, and, well, really your only course of action, was to remain in Winchik and wait until the next orchestral trader arrived, and hopefully negotiate with them.
And beg.
And so, it was in this way settled that this band of Tarnished would remain in Winchik for somewhere between the 1 to 2 weeks until the next trader would arrive. So, during that time, Lucidus,
Yes.
you've spent the majority of your time in the village composing songs and performing for the villagers.
Mm-hmm.
They have definitely been somewhat hesitant with you, especially because of your mask. It doesn't exactly invite confidence. But
Yes.
you have grown somewhat popular with the people of the village, especially being a bard as you are, especially some of the girls.
Oh my! Oh my!
Now, none have like actually approached you in that way because you're tarnished.
Well,
You
yeah.
definitely got into some looks though.
They've been showing some ankles.
Um, for the most part, you've shown yourself to be nothing but benevolent and have gained at least a measure of trust among a small majority of the villagers. Of course, there's still some who heavily distrust you as a result of being tarnished, but that's just a given.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, because you're so popular, for the most part, no one really nags you about like helping around, and they mostly just leave you to your song.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We're cool.
Yes.
The majority of your time has been spent, number one, carrying out repairs throughout the village.
Fixing up
So for the
tools.
most part, yeah, fixing up tools, stuff like that. For the most part, like the wooden cottages they stay in are almost always damaged in one way or another.
So he has
Like,
to
and
hop his hands occupied a lot.
exactly. The tools they have, for the most part, are like woodsman's axes, and they are also in need of repair. For the most part, your mending spell is able to aid with this, but in many cases, you encounter damage that extends beyond like
Repair.
what the capabilities of the spell are. And in these cases, you have to utilize your more mundane tools.
Yes.
So, what tools are you proficient with?
I am proficient with tinkers. Hold on, I'm loading my sheet up right now. I am proficient with thieves, smith, tinkers, and woodcarver.
Okay.
I would think smith and tools, and I can use tools required. I can produce with a spell. You produce your spell with that. You must use a. Oh no, that's not right tool. I think right tool for the job. It's called.
You can spend an hour creating a singular set of artisans.
Where is that? I
It's a first level artificer ability.
yeah.
It's your thing.
Yeah, I guess I might have forgot to leave that in there.
Okay, then with that being the case, you can very much so kind of just create whatever's needed, even if you're not proficient with it.
Yeah. No, I have to be proficient with it, I believe.
To create it,
Hold on, let me check.
As I said before, you can spend an hour to create a non-magical singular set of artisan's tools.
Yep. Sorry.
alrighty. So you can go ahead and roll your smith's tools
With
with,
intelligence?
yes, smith's tools with advantage with intelligence.
With advantage, oh.
Yes, because this is to represent in like what you've done throughout your time.
16.
16. You definitely do a good job of sprucing up the town's tools. Like the handles that are kind of deteriorating, you're able to replace. The actual like heads of the axes, you're able to clean off the rust, shave them down, and make them sharp once more. It's like not a masterpiece by any means, but it's definitely much better than it was before.
Actually, no, I think. No, that's a third level ability.
What is?
The right tool for the job, that's a third level.
Oh, it's third level?
Yeah.
Either way. Also do your tinker's tools or wood carvers.
I just
Any
realized I've been
specific
sitting there, I
stack?
haven't even gotten on roll 20.
Any specific stack at all?
Also intelligence. It's usually gonna be intelligence.
Okay, then Tinkers. With advantage or not?
Same with advantage, yes.
Thank God, because that was a nat one there. Nat
Yikes.
20 of the night, boys!
I see. Okay. So, with your woodcarver's tools, and with this being a village that is primarily dependent on lumber, they are hesitant about actually using the lumber for their own, like, shelters. It's pretty much their only, like,
Source of
valuable
income.
trade good. And so with that, you have to keep that in mind, like their supplies, as you're going about and fixing their shelters. Though in the end, the job that you do is very much so exquisite. Like, in addition to actually repairing like the damage of rot that you see,
I improve.
and not only improve, but you're able to engrave these very much so mm, like complex and beautiful like engravings in the sides of the homes, making them like ornate and in many ways fancy,
God
making the
said.
village that is very much so like destitute and visibly looks poor, at least a little bit more wealthy and comfortable to live in.
Yes. Presentation!
Yes.
Presentation.
Yes.
Now, apart from that, you've also spent some time teaching one of the boys, Henry, or I shouldn't say teaching, but attempting to teach one of the boys.
Yeah.
Going into it, you were very much so aware that he was very likely not going to gain much, but you wanted to at least try nonetheless.
Yes. Know her. If nothing is gained, oh well. But at least we tried, and if something is gained, even better.
In particular, you were not really expecting too much, because to become a divine artificer, you have to be ordained. And without that process, it was fundamentally probably impossible. But you tried nonetheless.
Because to us, oh, impossible is never impossible as long as you try.
Yes, nothing is impossible. There's only varying degrees of difficulty.
Yes.
Um, so you spent some time teaching Henry. It's difficult to do without the actual, like, scripture and necessary documentation, as one of the first steps, or at least the step that you took, was first going through faith, learning kind of clerical means, and then going into the more arcane and learning other disciplines from there. Difficult to do without like scripture to read to develop that faith in Henry, but you're able to kind of relay some stories. It's very much so a hack shop job, but
It's the
you
best
do
I can give.
the result is more or less what you expected. Henry's a little disappointed, but he's still trying at it.
And he says to never give up. Oh, always strive to be better.
And it's like during one of these sessions that you're outside sitting in a chair somewhere with Henry, you present to him your sculpture.
And I say, Henry, I this is a figure that I made that pretty much turned my whole life upside down. Turned my whole life around in not a when it was not in a good place. Maybe this can help you too.
No, what is it? It's a bird?
It is an eagle and a lion. I call it two kings of two realms.
Oh, that's cool. How'd you make this?
It just takes practice and the right type of motion with the hand and carving tool.
And he kind of gestures for you to hand it over to him so he can like inspect it and look over it.
He does. He makes sure to and yes, he has his sigil on the bottom of it.
Hmm. You know, Raki, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to learn magic, but I think I could learn to do this.
Did you just give me a nickname?
Raki, it's better than Rakul.
Ooh!
Oh, oh!
Oh!
He he takes like a shot through the heart. Oh, oh, that hurts a little bit. You know that, right?
It's the truth.
Well,
Ain't wrong.
I know either way, you will do greatness with your skills.
Hmm. And with that, the session continues with you trying to teach him. Okay, Trick. You have kind of been worked to the bone in your time in Winship. Um,
Oh
Unlike
my!
I'm a sort of jack of all trades.
it's true. Unlike Lucidus, who was kind of just able to coast by on his music, you were kind of made to actually do more of the physical labor, mostly checking the traps, and when that was not necessary, you would try to help out with the weaving with some of the older women in the village. And it was entertaining to listen to some of their mundane gossip, at least. You became very familiar with how much the older women in the village disdain how kind of the girls in the village treat Lucidus. You're very familiar with it, much more than you would rather be.
In what way do they disdain the methods that the females treat Lucidus? In what way?
It's it's very much so like a disapproving. Those dang young girls, they can't get their knickers together. Or the dang bard. Just general nagging about them.
Showing off too much leg.
Mhm. That's generally what it is. Yes. Apart from that,
Oh, I'm gonna love tonight.
you spend time with Oswald out in the forest. Now, since Ivor isn't here, I was going to do a thing, but I'll just change how it's gonna go slightly since he's not here. So you're out in the forest with Oswald. A few days have passed since you've come to the village. he's still kind of giving you the kind of aloof treatment, but he's at least not like outwardly hostile. Though today, as you're going through the forest, he seems a little bit more aggressive than usual, or at least maybe irritated is the word.
Irritable.
That's the one.
Pissed off.
Kind of, that's the one.
Frustrated.
That would
Horny.
also work. Yes, yes. All these words are accurate.
I will
Um,
say to him,
mm,
well, what's wrong with you this time?
it's nothing. I had a conversation with that big fellow. Pissed me right off.
He has that effect on people.
I asked him, but he won't train me no matter how much I ask.
He's a stoic one. He likes to keep to himself.
Clearly, and you can make a perception check as he kind of mutters under his breath. Both easy.
Dooley?
You saw? You can see what my perception is.
I'm not looking at the. Okay, I'm on my 1,000-page document. I didn't see it.
He rolled a 3.
Ah, I see. Tragic.
Tragedy. That's right.
Well, you do see that he mutters something that you don't quite make out. Before he continues, I'll just have to keep training on my own. It's okay.
Well, I'm also here. I can help you get a bit better, but I'm not exactly trained in the same kind of methods that he is.
With all due respect, I don't know if you can get me as strong as I need to be.
Strong? No, but I am quick.
Your means of doing things is not going to work for me. I can shoot a bow. I'm not all that dexterous, though.
I don't look all that strong either.
You trying to piss me off too?
It'll be neat to see what you can do when you're pissed off.
You see that he does stand a bit, pitchfork in hand, probably. That's the best weapon he has. You're not really trying to do this, are you?
No, I'm just fucking with you.
Right, you better be. Or I'll do you worse than I intend to do Godric's men.
Remind me who Godric is again?
The guy.
Godric is the Lord of Limgrave, this Limgrave region. He is the one who resides in Castle Stormvale. Godric is also one of the demigods.
I'm here. Give me a second. I was saying, well, if you're gonna take them on, you might die. I don't want you becoming like me in any way.
I don't really care if I die, to be honest. I need to get revenge for Oliver.
And I need to get revenge for my fucking mother. And that killed me.
But I don't intend to die.
I didn't either. And here I am, dead, and brought back from the grave.
Well, I'll just do better.
The consequences of your actions are standing right in fucking front of you before you even do it. I don't recommend going after somebody so powerful on your own.
What do you expect me to do? They took me brother.
If you really need to. Go into the city. Find people to train you. If you can't find people, learn on your own. Don't go after them so young. Train yourself. Get yourself better. Make yourself better.
You don't understand. Actually, all of you can roll an insight.
Yeet. Oh, whoops. Yeet. What's my insight bonus?
Teen. Oh, I'm rolling high.
And of course, a natural one.
That's just unfortunate.
Hold on, hold on, hold on.
That's really just unfortunate.
Man. Oh.
Yeah, I don't need your condescending tone.
Sorry. Skill issue.
Literally.
Fuck off, it's a luck issue.
Yeah.
Maybe fate just wanted to screw you over.
Um,
12?
Lucidus, you also have advantage, actually.
Oh, okay. So I roll again. 14.
Okay, so it was 19 and 19, 2, and 14. Okay. It wasn't particularly difficult, but with the two, you don't. I suppose you don't get it. Um, the rest of you, as you've been in the village throughout this duration of time, you have noticed actually that there's not very many men in comparison to women. In fact, the vast majority of the village is like 65 to 70% women, and the men that are present are like elderly or they're like young boys,
Yeah,
like
didn't
younger than Oliver or Oswell is his name.
yeah. Didn't Gimli tell us the first time we came here that Godfrey has taken most of our fit and well men into his army? By force?
I think he did. He may have. Well, he didn't say that. He did say that Godric's army came to recruit, to conscript since you've been here. He did say that, yes.
Hmm.
Yes. You two have noticed that trick. As you're involved in the conversation, you don't quite think of it. Um,
Wait, so what do I, is that all I think of, all I figure from this?
yes, that's just throughout your stay here. That's what you've kind of noticed about the townspeople.
Interesting. Okay.
And you're particularly aware of it because you've seen a vast majority of the women in comparison to men.
Yeah.
Okay, back with the trick though. Oswald, you see that he gives a sigh and says, "I'm on a very short time frame here. Soon enough, I'll come of age, and they'll come to take me too. If I don't stand up and fight now, then I'll
You'll
never be
die.
able to. Then
I
what
get
do
it.
you expect me to do?"
Get better. Fight when you're ready.
How am I going to get better in about a year or two without someone like him to train me?
That's why you go to the city.
In the city, where Godric soldiers are all stationed?
Well, that's why you let me train you in the art of stealth. Dexterity isn't about just being quick, lad. It's about being quiet, fast.
He's somewhat stubborn, but if you are trying to persuade him, you could roll persuasion.
I am decent at persuasion, yes.
Finally!
You see that there's this silent fury in his expression, but it momentarily does calm and says, Well, you're probably the only option that I do have. Well, if you're willing, could at least try to learn.
If I wasn't willing, I wouldn't have pushed. Seems kind of like a dumb thing to say.
Right. So let's finish inspecting the traps, and then we can see about the training. It'll at least keep you away from the old ladies and the weaving.
They're a bit bitter, are they?
They're always bitter about something or another. I don't pay it too much mind.
I wouldn't really know. I've never had grandparents.
That makes two of us. Okay. And
I just
from
don't.
there,
I just don't
oh
really
yeah.
want to watch you die and become something like me.
Well, even if I were to be recruited, I'd likely just die in a couple of years. Godric soldiers aren't the best or most highly trained compared to those of the other regions. To be honest, if you'd started out as you are in another region, you probably wouldn't have survived.
That's fair. I'm not really from any region. I just kind of traveled because the road was my home.
Mm, it's true. And for the most part, the road really was your home. The only times that there was kind of this sense of true security were the rare days that you would spend in Liurnia. Was definitely very rare though. If your parents, particularly your father, was not very fond of returning, and only did so when your mother nagged him enough. So Oswald is at this just going to continue and say, "Well, at least you got to travel. It's better than most people in Limgrave get."
Well, to be fair, I kind of want to know what a stationary life is like. Yeah, I got to travel and see a lot of new places, but I never got to set down roots anywhere.
Well, if you're lucky, maybe you can find yourself a tarnished girlfriend and make a life with her.
Eh, I mean, who's gonna want to settle down with me?
Mm,
I'm tarnished. He doesn't even show his own face.
You're not wrong there. I haven't asked about it, but why do you hide your face?
I was raised to. I'm not the same kind as you. My mother raised me to always be quiet, and she taught me magics, as well as my father taught me to hide behind a mask so nobody could tell what I am.
You ain't human.
Not exactly, I'm half human.
I see, and what's the other half?
What would they be called? Fae? Just Fae?
Well, I mean, there's many names for like that category of people, like the Fae, the fairy people, the Failings.
You promise not to stick me with your pitchfork if I tell you.
I promise I probably won't. Yeah,
Probably is not exactly a guarantee.
I was joking. I won't stab you.
It's alright, you probably couldn't even touch me anyway.
See about that.
I'm fairy.
You're one of the fairy folk.
Aye. Gimli knows what I am, he's seen my face. My
That
true
does
face.
that does explain some things. You do kind of have this, I don't know, air of enchantment about you.
Oh, that's nice to know.
It, it wasn't exactly a compliment. It makes you come off as kind of mysterious, but If Gimli trusts
And
you
I have
about
a
it,
belt of masks, and I constantly wear one on my face at all times. Of course, I'm gonna have an air of mystery.
you're not wrong. But Gimli trusts you about it, then I won't give you too much grief.
Have you ever seen a fairy folk?
Hmm. Hmm. I think probably not. Probably not. Yeah, no. He says he kind of shakes his head and says, "I haven't seen one myself. Actually, hold on.
That wasn't in your dreams or fantasies, lad.
Well, if we're talking that, the most I've seen is just one of them elves. I haven't seen anything particularly exotic.
Would you like to see a true fairy folk?
You got one lying around?
You're looking at him. Well,
Well,
a half breed, anyway.
well, as long as it isn't too weird, go ahead and show me.
Before I take my mask off and show him, I'm going to shift my appearance to look like him, like
Okay,
a
go ahead.
5'4" version of him.
Wait, what?
I'm 5'4".
No, no.
fa-
Why?
I'm
Are you,
Faye.
why are you changing to him?
There is this kind of vague sound of flesh shifting beneath the mask. He does take a slight step back at it, but it's still just washing.
I do take my mask off and I put it on my belt, and he sees his face looking back at him.
Much as he did promise not to stab you, he doesn't go to immediately stab you. But he does raise the pitchfork like he intends to. What the hell is that? Why do you look like me?
As I
So
said,
that-
I'm fairy folk. I'm of a kind that can shift their skin.
That's creepy. I'd prefer it if you didn't.
All right, and I'll shift back to my default form, right in front of him.
Yeah.
As he backs up in a panic, I shrug and say, "Well, you told me not to look like you." And I give him the slyest fucking grin ever.
His face is pretty ashen at that. In like obvious shock. It's not quite disgust. It's more so just shock. As he
Yeah,
looks
more
at
of a
your
what in the fuck?
as he looks at your base form. Why is your skin so white? That ain't healthy.
Well, that's perfectly healthy for my kind, anyway. It said that the gods made my kind in a certain light, in an
Wait, hold on.
artistic.
Before you continue, hold up. Before you continue,
Why?
gods. Saying the gods is definitely blasphemy in the lands between. There's one god.
Ah, okay, right. I wasn't aware of that. I forgot about that bit. Then I'll say, the gracious God above. It is said that they made us my kind in a sort of artistic image. Our skin, eyes, hair, everything about us is white as a blank canvas, ready for our kind to paint it with whatever colors we wish.
I see. Sounds true enough, even if it is rather creepy. I suppose I can get the idea.
And I also say that it's not my place to say what it is, but Ivor there, he's got his own shifting gift, not nearly as complex as mine, but he's not a fan of his, and because of what I am, he's not a fan of me either.
Shifting, so it's not like your flesh shifting. Then
My flesh shifting is believed to become from an abundance of light from the Erd tree. My blood is as graceful as the tree itself because we live so close to it. His blood comes from the Winterlands, far from the Earth Tree, far from her touch.
You mean he comes from the Forbidden North?
He's one of them, I.
I see. And that makes me want him to train me even more.
They're also a grumpy lot. Something about his gift. I think it brings up a traumatic memory for him, so you'll forgive him if he's not exactly open to conversation.
I do guess that makes sense. Though I wonder how someone from the Forbidden North managed to get all the way to Limgrave.
He didn't. He died there. He died in the Forbidden North. Where did I die?
You died in Liurnia of the Lakes.
I'm not sure about Rakul, or Lucidus, but I died in Liurnia. We woke up here in Limgrave.
I see.
If you're not careful, you'll end up like us, waking up in a tomb, surrounded by the undead, fighting your way out, unsure of what's happening.
I get what you're trying to tell me. It's just frustrating.
I understand. I really do.
Okay. Anything else that you want to discuss?
Well, you look like you're in a defensive position, and I draw my rapier. Why don't we have a little bit of a sparring bout? See how well you can swing that thing.
All right. Don't blame me when I lay her on your ass, though.
Well, you can try.
Alrighty.
And as he takes the first couple swings, I'm immediately taking the dodge action.
Yes. He probably has like a +1. Or actually, hold on. His strength.
It'd be
He's
it'd be +2 plus it would be 2 plus his strength.
okay. So 2 is the default for all like NPCs then, because of their proficiency.
For all low level NPCs, yeah.
Okay, then I will say his strength gives a +1, so it'll be 3. That
He's
one might hit.
disadvantage because I take
Also
dodge.
true.
That
Also true.
misses.
Yes. He just comes at you with a flurry of pokes with the pitchfork, but as it goes on, you're able to deftly dodge out of each of them, and he's left very much so out of breath.
What if you can only do?
Stand still, you fucker.
If I stand still, it wouldn't be a very fun fight, now would it? And if you can't hit me, if you can't even hit me, a lad your own age, how the hell are you gonna stand up to a lad you're trying to kill?
You can't compare us. You're tarnished. You're blessed.
It doesn't matter. If you
Okay,
can't
well,
touch me, you'll die within the first 5 seconds. He will kill you. And with that, I'm gonna go in for a lunge with my rapier.
go ahead.
Fuck!
Yeah.
Probably telegraph that shit.
Big talk, a little man.
Telegraph that shit a little bit, maybe.
It's you kind of the motion of you lifting the rapier and going for the poke is very deliberate. We'll say that it's intentionally deliberate, and he just kind of steps back when you do it. Yeah, I get your point.
No, I don't think you do. And I'll go in for another couple pokes of the red.
Okay, and continue the bout for a little while. He's able to actually kind of mirror your movements a little bit. You do eventually get in a few clean strikes, before you reset and go about it again.
And for me, it's literally just I dodge a couple. I take dodge on a couple, and then I just go in for a couple others. It's a little back and forth for me between dodge and between defensive and offensive.
And in this way, the rest of the day is spent just training out in the forest. Sun begins to in its descent on the horizon. The night coming soon, not immediately though. All right, I don't know about you, but I'm beat, and you're probably wondering where I am. We should head back.
I believe you should. And with that, I'm going to put on my neutral mask as we head back.
Okay.
And you wouldn't happen to have a knife of any kind, would you? A dagger of some sort. I've been looking for a stealthier weapon in case I need to stick to the shadows.
Yeah, you can see on his belt, and I mean, really, in your time here, if you like asked for a dagger, they do at least have those simple tools.
I would have asked for a dagger. I would also. What was the name of the guy that he's going after again?
You mean the Lord of Limgrave?
Godfrey.
Yeah, Lord Godfrey.
It's not Godfrey. It's Godric. Godric.
Drake.
I'll turn to him just before we exit the tree line. I've made promises before, and it would probably be unwise for me to enter another verbal contract. But I don't want you to die in this as stupidly as I did. I want you to promise me that you'll stay here. That you'll train yourself, become a better fighter, and leave Godric to me. Leave Godric to us. And if I don't kill him within the year, you can curse me 1,000 times to hell.
Well, if anyone's got a shot at taking him down, I do imagine it'd be tarnished. Very well. Got yourself a deal. I'll stay here and train. But when the time comes that you go after him, I want to be there for my brother.
You got yourself a deal.
All right. With that, you continue into Winchik.
Yeet. Oh, at a few points during the week, I would like to try and call on our maiden.
I am aware. Each time you call out to her, there is no response.
God damn it.
Okay. So in this way, time passes. About.
Question.
Mhm.
One last thing before we continue. Over the week, I would have liked to performed a few of these performances with Lucidus and start talking to him about like making new songs and this new nightmare themed song that I've been coming up with. All in all, it's literally just a medieval version of like "Hungry for." No, sorry. What was it? It's like the Little Nightmares 2 rap by JT Music. Hang on while I find the name of it.
Anyway, does the person that Trexman ever come to me about his bow being fixed?
Nightmares Never End. That's the him and
yeah.
I imagine would create a song called Nightmares Never End.
I see. Is that something that you want to do in character?
Yeah, kind of in character, like the two kind of bardic type, the actual bard and the bardic like rogue, start creating music.
No, I meant like, do you want to do the role play of you like approaching him?
Sure, why not? Fuck it.
Alrighty. So I'll get to you, Rakul, but for the moment.
Sorry,
sure.
Raki.
Thanks a
again.
lot.
at some point during the week, probably later in the week, before one of Lucidus's performances, sometime in the morning, on this day, Oswald has told you that you can meet him in the forest later on, that he has like some things to handle. And so took this opportunity to actually go out and meet Lucidus. He's preparing for his performances.
Oi, Birdman, you got some time to talk?
Oh, yes. What can I help you with?
You're a performer, yeah?
Yes, I am.
Well, I was also raised in a circus. I suppose you wouldn't mind a little bit of entourage.
I'm sure I could use your help. What do you have in mind?
I've been coming up with a song recently, now that everything's been kind of making sense. Somewhat, kind of, not really. Um, Living this new kind of life, being touched by death and what's still walking among the living, the thoughts that we do and the soul still intact. Kind of a nightmare, isn't it? A nightmare that never ends.
I suppose it could be seen as such, yes.
I was thinking of creating sort of a fast speaking in song I like to call Nightmares Never End.
I'm intrigued. Do tell.
Well, it would sing of of two children lost in a nightmarish plane. Speaking of metaphors and symphonies, masks and hoods, and monsters so grotesque they would only belong in a child's nightmares.
Interesting.
Probably not the best song to be singing here, but perhaps something we could work on together and sing in a much more civilized. No, not the right word. Sophisticated, I guess the right word would be. Sophisticated
Okay.
theater.
I would certainly look forward to working with you on such.
Besides, you're often a few notes. Perhaps you could use a young lad with an ever changing voice like mine.
Oh, indeed. It would certainly help with picking up certain notes.
Uh,
There's only so
uh,
much I can reach.
and I do have a question for you. Can you play a flute?
I believe I can, yes.
I would like to learn. There's a certain performative art that belongs to my kind. That I would like to meld with the nuances of the flute.
I believe I can teach you.
Oh, wonderful. Now, let's give the town a performance they'll remember till their old age, shall we?
Of course, of course.
Let's, there we go. There's a quick performance roll for me. See how well I do.
Bam, bam, where's my
Very good. So this was for you doing like a duet, or what was?
I do it kind of performance, yeah. The fucking rogue does better performance than you. I have better performance than you.
Yikes.
Oh, it's because I wait. No, you should have expertise now, shouldn't you?
Oh, I suppose I do.
You haven't picked your expertise yet, have you?
Ah.
God damn it!
Performance. What would that add to?
It doesn't add anything. It doubles your proficiency bonus to whatever skill. Do you also have Jack of all trades?
I should, yeah.
Okay, good.
Um, I don't know if it's on here, like applied.
Probably
Yell
not
at
then.
Ranger until he answers you to help you with that.
Yeah.
Because Jack of all trades adds half your proficiency bonus to everything, and expertise doubles your proficiency bonus of any skill you're already proficient in. But you only get to choose a handful.
So basically, just add 2 to that roll. Can I say I have advantage with prep time? I've had like prep time. No.
No.
I'm the one that fucking pulls it in, bitch.
It's. I suppose I can take the average of your 2 rolls for like
Yeah, that
how the
works.
performance as a whole goes. Not your individual parts necessarily, but 2 plus It'd be like 16, roughly. 17, roughly. Somewhere there. Who needs math? Roughly 16, 17. Not bad. So as the performance begins, with you two not having performed together, it's a little unfamiliar for you, Lucidus, kind of used to being a solo show. But you, Trick, being very much so used to performing with others, you take to it very quickly. And
He
at the
doesn't
point
look
of
back. What the
performance,
fuck are you doing?
Mhm.
I'm not quite used to multiple people in one performance.
Some of the girls in the crowd shout, "Go, Lucy! You can do it!"
Inspiration.
Lucy.
I mean, sure, if you want
Lucy.
inspiration,
Lucy.
you can take a D4, I guess.
I'm gonna keep calling your character that now, Lucy.
You don't know about the nickname.
Add 2 to the roll.
So yes, with their inspiration, your part of the performance does increase at least a little bit. You have these somewhat meddlesome females to impress. Okay, and with that, your performance goes on, and it is ultimately not bad. It is one that they will remember.
Yeah.
All right. So Lucidus, one more thing. Wait, no, not Lucidus. Rakul.
Yeah.
At some point,
Rocky.
yes, during the week. Actually, this would be the day that Oliver, or what's his name, Oswell. Oswell tells Trick to meet him later, because in the morning he needs to find you, Rakul.
Wait, is the last name Cobblepot?
No, that's Oswald.
Yeah, still, I'm making a joke.
It can be. I'm not familiar though. I'm
I
not
know.
cultured.
I
The
just ruined it,
penguin.
'cause I'm a dick.
Penguin.
The penguin from Batman.
Name that's
Oswald.
familiar.
You don't know?
Patton Oswald is penguin.
I mean, I know of the penguin. I don't know his name
Oswald
though.
Cobblepot?
Yes, Oswald.
Oswald Cobblepot? Cobblepot.
Alexander Copperplate.
Penguin.
Anyway, besides
Yes.
his being uncultured, you being uncultured, what happens?
Besides that, yes. It is somewhat early in the morning. You are kind of crouched by one of the buildings, doing your exquisite wood carving, cleaning it up, when one of the boys that you've seen around the village approaches you, bow in hand, calls out from behind you.
What are you,
You there, golden boy. I need something.
Golden boy?
Golden boy, I never get used to calling that one.
I think that you would, what with your skin and hair.
Oh.
To be honest,
That's
people
like-
don't.
It's like a little.
I-
Oh, right.
People don't really usually call me that a lot of times, but my name's Rakul, actually.
Somebody did this one. See you, golden boy.
Right, well, I heard from one of the other tarnished that you can help fix the bow.
Yes, yeah, I can.
The strings are a little worn, the tension's kind of off, and the wood around this part's not the best. You can fix that?
I should, as he brings his hammer over it. This should be good. If you want, I can maybe give it some details on it if you wish.
That won't be necessary. I do have to admit, your magic's pretty amazing.
Yes, I would agree. It's very useful when helping people. I
You have been more than a little useful around the village, at least more so than the other ones. I can respect that.
I just following what I was taught by my teachers to
Eh,
help those who need help.
Right, well, you're at least not bad. It, the others could learn a thing or two from you.
Yes, I would agree with that somewhat, but I can also learn some things from them.
Are you okay? You got something in your bum? Is there a problem?
No, no, I'm not really the, how do you say it, the confident
Right.
type. I'm not very confident a lot of times.
And a tarnished who's not confident. Did not think I'd see that one.
Well, then again, you don't really see a bastard a lot either.
Bastard. You're of noble blood then.
Somewhat, yes.
That would make sense with you being golden.
Actually,
From where? From
the cap.
Liurnia?
Yeah, Lioria.
No, you're not from
Oh wait,
Liurnia.
where am I?
You're from
It's been
Liondale.
such a while. Where?
You are from the divine capital of Liondale.
The capital.
You're from the capital. I see. Well, I think my opinion of you has actually gone down quite a bit. Never mind.
But to be honest, I was mostly lived on the streets for most of my life.
You'll understand why I find that hard to believe.
My father was human. I'm a bastard son.
Mhm. I mean, even so, you're still noble, aren't you?
Not by paperwork, but by people's eyes. No.
Mhm. Well, actually, also, when you were cast out, your nobility was also stricken from you, and you
My
only received your scroll of pedigree much later, and it was largely due to the saint kind of
yeah.
intervening and
Um.
forcing you to make up with your family.
No, actually, when I came to age, they, in metaphorically and literal terms, gave me the boot, in every sense of the matter.
I see. Is being a bastard such a bad thing?
Yes, I I don't know the whole situation because my father refused to talk about it at all. What I do know is that my mother and my father never got really, how do you say, married per se, and I don't really know the full length of the situation.
I see. Well, can at least take pride in knowing that of your tarnish, you're not the only bastard. That trick fellow, he's a right bastard too.
I would agree with that somewhat. To be honest, I didn't get my pedigree until the saint actually forced me to make peace with my family.
Silence and an open jaw from him.
What?
It, you want to run that by me again?
I was at the Saint Marielle.
You mean to say that you've spoken with the saints before she ascended? You're that
I
old?
I am from the age of
Bitch, I
peace.
told this kid we were that old.
He
Yes,
didn't quite believe you.
I even not met, more or less saw, um uh, man, I want to say Leo, Le-
Leona,
Leona once.
you're not pulling my leg, are you?
I don't try to lie. I don't lie. I don't like lying.
And you see, he does actually just try to insight you and see whether or not you're telling the truth, and seems to believe you for the most part.
My
And the reaction from him is you can see that his whole kind of body language changes more than a little bit. It's he was kind of aloof. He's more accepting to a degree.
My family worked with the Golden Order a lot, so I she came over a lot to discuss business.
Well, okay, now when you say that,
Am I wrong?
No, you're not. You're not wrong. But when you say that your family worked with the Golden Order, you do lose kind of the same amount of compassion he had. Well, I don't. Mm, well, actually, you don't. You don't lose any compassion. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Golden Order is very much so not a bad thing. At least for them, it's more so resentment for them for being rich than anything else. But you see that he kind of takes a step back and nods his head to you. I didn't realize that I was in the presence of a holy man. I forgive me
I
if I was rude before.
don't be. I honestly I don't really see myself as that way. I don't even.
Well,
I just try to help when people ask or in the need. I just try to help.
I I can't believe that the saint actually talked to you. I can't believe that I'm talking to you myself.
To be honest, I was more flabbergasted the first time I met her.
I can imagine. Can I shake your hand, sir?
Uh, sure, but please, I'm just trying to do my best to help out.
Well, it's okay. It's more for me than anything else. And he does like extend his hand.
He shakes it.
And with that, he nods and shakes it and says, "Thank you. I don't have much love for Godric, but Saint Marielle, she was a good one. Bless her heart.
Yes, she she was she was like the adds like kindness itself a lot of times.
I can imagine. I only hear stories though.
But when she gets angry, oh,
Mm, you've never actually seen her angry.
but what I've heard,
Nope.
no, okay, my mistake. She always help those in need a lot of times. So I try to do the same thing for her in in that aspect too.
I I see. I if you'll give me a moment, thank you.
Don't worry, I'm just happy that I'm able to help people honestly again.
Right. I'll talk to you again for sure. Thank you. Thank you.
No problem. I don't believe I got your name.
Oh, it's Oswald. I'm
Pleasure.
the lad who's having Trick come out with me out in the forest.
Oswald. It is a very pleasure to meet you, Oswald.
It's my pleasure to meet you, sir.
Please don't call me sir. Just call me Reku.
Right, Rakul. And with that, he backs away and returns, going to do something else.
Reku.
That kind of interaction for you, Rakul, is pretty familiar.
Yeah.
You yourself don't really recognize it, but even being associated with Saint Marielle in basically any way is extraordinary for at least the common people.
But now that this feeling hits him back, he now realized now that she's ascended, I bet it's even more. Uh, he looks up. He looks inside, like at his hammer, saying, I wonder how if you changed at all, Saint Mariel.
And with that, I will continue. You all continue as time passes, going throughout your various duties within the village. Eventually, a week passes, and then after that, a few more days. Total of what is it? Total of 11 days pass, as a matter of fact, until all of you in the morning, sitting inside or laying inside Gimli's cottage while he's off with one of the neighbors.
Having
In the morning,
fun.
just as you're rousing, there is a familiar melody that echoes through the village
It's
that rouses you further from your slumber.
well, it seems like it's time to pay the piper, I guess.
Lucidus, being a bard, there's no real need to roll. You do recognize this melody that's being played as undeniably the Ballad of a Symphony.
Alright.
Well, it seems like our time to face the music,
Um,
boys.
Upon this, he would say, "That's interesting."
Yes.
And he would make note to the um rest of the party.
I believe you guys should go out first. Like you said, I'm not really the talker type.
That you aren't.
Even though
Alright.
I'm proficient with it.
I'm proficient in almost every talking skill.
Rakul will hand over the bag of Holden to Trick. Say, all the furs are in here.
Alright.
I guess we go out at this point. Rakul is behind them.
Okay, you're all leaving the cottage and you're going to approach the stone center of town where the music flows from.
Yep.
Okay. It is a very familiar melody, in fact. And actually, Lucidus, you actually hum along to yourself some of the lyrics to the actual song that aren't being sung.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, I do actually have part of it, but I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, so Lucidus would mostly be looking to where the sound is coming from, and he would make note of it to like the party and be like, this is the sound of the Ballad of the Symphony. They're here."
We are aware.
We are.
We met this man before.
Let's see if it's the same person or not. I don't. I believe Gimli said it probably won't be the same person.
Okay. So you approach the stone center of town, seeing that music does come from the circular common area in the village. You immediately see a large, horse-pulled wagon. Standing next to it, strumming a viola, is a man, mature, much older than Sonnet, though not quite elderly. He's tall and has dark hair and a fair complexion, and is adorned in fancy black and white garments.
Seems to be a different man.
Like I said, yes.
Perhaps he's got different wares then.
Why don't we first try to make peace before we start buying?
That's fair. Corvus, I imagine you would like to do some talking, but you weren't part of the group when the deal was made. It's best if you stay back for now.
I understand.
Yes, you
I
are.
start making my way forward with the bag open.
Rykul is with Trick.
Okay. And as you do approach further, the man takes notice of you. And when he does, the playing takes a sharp end, with him just focusing his eyes on you. What
Alfred.
an unpleasant surprise.
To say unpleasant,
He did. And I'm assuming that Ivor is with you as well.
of course.
Okay, so then
Brooding
he
in the
would
background
say,
as usual.
"Four
Brutes.
tarnished, appearing together and in Winchick. I must surely be imagining this."
You are not friends. But we aren't here for your wares, though. Those are a bit of a side quest. We would like to purchase them, honestly. And we have yet to kill anyone in the village.
You say yet.
Nor will we
No.
ever.
Oh, that's not exactly true. Unless
That
somebody tries to kill us.
Trick.
What?
You're not exactly helping our case.
No, you're not helping us at all at this point. Still.
If he wanted us, if he disliked Tarnish, he would have killed us already.
That is yet to be seen. For the moment, you'll halt your tongue. I am Maestro Sharp of Symphony's Orchestra. What are the names of the tarnished I'm dealing with?
Trick.
Rakul Lawburn.
Lucidus Corvus.
And the big man in the back his name is Ivar.
Let me put the picture in NPCs.
And can you put it in channel?
How familiar am I with the Ballad of Symphonies?
You're extremely familiar. You probably know it by heart.
No, a father.
I know them by heart. Do they know me?
I mean, you've probably had dealings with them in your time.
Probably.
Of course,
Are
that
we
was centuries ago.
Dylan, can you post
And
this
at any
in
rate-
chat? Can you post this in chat? So,
At any rate,
sorry.
Mr. Maestro Sharp.
Just Sharp, or Master Sharp, if you will.
Very well. Sharp, we struck a verbal contract with one of your members. I believe he went by the title of Sonnet.
There is recognition in his eyes.
We struck this contract about a week ago, and it was supposed to be fulfilled.
It
Less than a
would
few days.
definitely be more than a week ago.
We struck this contract about more than a week ago, maybe probably a week and a half, and it was supposed to be completed in another city about 4 days after. We
I
ran in,
do recall seeing a report of something along these lines, yes.
the lot of us ran into a bit of a snag with a monster and a non-negotiable unavailability for a few days after we tried to save the bird mask friend you see to my right.
That would be I.
Mhm.
And Lucidus would actually go a step forward and say, "It is quite a pleasure to meet a fellow member of the Ballad of the Symphony. I know your songs by heart."
So you wouldn't say that you're a fellow member, but you have dealt with them.
Well, not fellow member, just meet a member.
Yes.
And he would mention like, "I know your songs by heart. You're quite an inspiration."
You are familiar then with Symphony, the Lady of Thieves. She'll break your heart and take your knees. You are familiar.
I believe I am. Yes.
I love that.
Yes,
Mhm.
we are.
Out of character, have I encountered this Lady of Thieves?
Definitely not. She probably doesn't even exist. It's kind of
then I am
like a
familiar
Robin
with
Hood
the story of
esque
it.
figure. It was discussed last session. She is essentially kind of like a mythical Robin Hood figure.
Gotcha. So, I assume I would be kind of familiar with that story.
Correct.
Yes, and he says, yes, I am quite familiar with it.
Then I assume you understand the gravity of the situation.
Yes,
I believe I do.
very
And
much.
I hope the punishment should be lessened, considering the fact that in this bag is the hides and meat of the wolves that was requested by the Sonnet.
Well, he only required the hide. Meat spoils.
I see. So you intend to make good then? That's your intention here.
Yes.
A little late, but
I see. You'll excuse me for a moment.
of course.
And you see that he kind of leaves, turning toward the wagon and steps around, stepping into the back, kind of out of sight for a moment.
Could I roll insight on him?
You can, trying to discern what?
Like, how does he precede us?
You can.
Like, does he think favorably or disfavorably? Like, in that sense.
Hmm. He's a difficult man to read, but you're thinking he doesn't intend to kill you, probably. Though he doesn't have the greatest opinion of you, for obvious reasons.
Yep. Tarnish. And late.
After a while, he returns. The Viola that he had has vanished, but on his hip you do take note of a rapier at his side, and an appropriately sharp glint in his eye.
Mm,
It seems you are quite correct. The three of you tarnished managed to coerce Sonnet, that damn fool, into a deal which you failed to deliver on.
One we don't intend to fail again.
I can imagine. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to explain in explicit detail all that has transpired since your deal with Sonnet, and then you're going to pray that whatever story you conjure has merit.
That makes
Uh,
sense.
would you mind if we do this in privacy?
Very well. And you see that he reaches into his coat and he retrieves what looks what you all recognize being mystical men, but probably not either. He retrieves this bluish looking shard of glintstone, about the size of his hand.
can I roll arcane?
Pulls out of his. You can, though. I mean, just looking at it, you're not going to be able to tell too much immediately without being able to inspect it.
Eh, still, something is better than nothing. 15.
15. Well, blue glintstone is definitely the most common, the most versatile. In raw form like this, it is likely been imbued with some kind of spell that he intends to activate, as glintstone that has been processed and properly channeled and imbued can serve as like essentially a scroll waiting to be used.
The Mr. Gimli who is allowing us to stay in his cottage for we can talk there.
We will talk right here. And you see that the glintstone shard in his hand, it glows and the noises from the outside world kind of fade into obscurity.
Do I know what this is?
I mean, you could probably recognize it as some kind of like augmented silent spell.
Fascinating. A augmented silent spell.
Right. Now you'll talk, but first I'll need to speak with your finger maiden.
We've been trying to contact her for quite some time since our not really negotiable state of disappearance. She hasn't been answering.
So you are not, in fact, maidenless. Curious.
Not anymore.
I see. Very well. You may begin.
Trick.
I then start explaining in detail, thanks to my high intelligence and decent charisma, exactly what went down for the last 11 days. Well, and then some because of the
The reason why we're late.
yeah.
In total, well, let me look at the thing. It's in total, it's probably been somewhere between like 15 to 25 days since you met with Sonic. Somewhere in there. You're not entirely sure because you died and kind of lost track of time. But you recount everything that transpired, correct?
Everything that Trick would remember.
I see. Alrighty. Um, as you describe uh, how you fell in battle to the kind of spectral banshee and the undead, during that point in time of the story, you see that Master Sharp, he kind of grows mm, suspicious of you. He kind of interrupts and says, "You'd expect me to believe that."
That's the only story that we have.
So you mean to tell me that you died, and within a matter of weeks you've returned? Impossible.
It is.
Well, it's really more impossible than us rising in the first place.
It is the
Well,
truth.
yes.
So what's stopping you from believing that we can rise again?
Yes, it is known to us that tarnished are returned to life by the Erd Tree. However, it takes a matter of months, multiple months, not weeks.
I believe that is because of our maiden. I believe she exerted herself too much, trying to bring us back early.
Indeed.
Okay, so okay, so here's what I'm going to say out of character.
Yes.
Consider the implication.
Fair
First
enough.
of all, consider the implication. So, I told you before that it's spells that can return the dead to life, or anything kind of dealing with that, don't really exist. Necromancy, of course, does exist, but resurrection spells don't really. Mm, And so,
Okay, then.
assuming that your maiden had anything to do with it would probably be necromancy, which is very much so black magic.
Okay, then I won't say that. My mistake. Riku will say, we don't know really why this is happening either.
We don't quite understand it, to be honest. All we remember is dying and waking back up. There's
In
not much else we can explain.
in the temple of Saint Mariel.
Right, tarnish such as yourself, disgracing the Church of the Saint. Typical.
No, we would. I
As
would
if we
never
wanted you to
disgrace a
wake up
temple to
that.
her.
Kind of getting agitated. At that, you kind of getting a little irritated. He does rest his hand on the rapier.
I'm sorry.
And I rest my own hand on my rapier.
No, no. There's no need. There's no need. I should have kept myself more under control. I apologize.
Oh no, I'm doing it in response to him.
Rakul is say will grab your hand and move your hand off your. No, Rick. No, Trick. Don't.
I'm really keeping it on there as a
Dodgy.
precaution.
Rakul
As
look.
is he.
Silence, be still. You are a peculiar group, that is certain. And that is, in fact, the only reason we're still having this conversation. Here's what I'm going to do. You've garnered my interest. Your deal with Sonnet, I care very little for. Do what you will with the pelts, I have no need for them. I will be giving you a different task.
Mhm.
Now then, can any of you tarnished tell me why the lands between are called as such?
History?
Probably religion, actually.
Religion. Okay, religion. Religion. Where's my religion?
I'll give it a
Anyone who
shot too.
wants to. Yeah.
8. Would I have advantage with this or no?
Ah!
We're gonna say in this moment, no.
Damn it.
As you kind of.
Oh, so why are you always asking for advantage? That's my shtick. I'm the rogue.
No jack shit.
Okay. Lucidus, you simply don't know it.
I
Rakul,
have no idea what the fuck any of it means.
Rakul, you probably know it, but in this moment, it escapes you. It's Trick who kind of nails it on the head. You understand that the lands between are called the lands between because it is the land between the Erd tree's branches, which hold up the sky, and the land between the Erd tree's roots, which anchor the land. That is why it's called that.
It's called the lands between because of the Erd tree. The roots that keep the lands and the roots that keep the land together, and the branches that hold up the sky.
So you're not all dimwits. That is fortunate.
Mostly just him, and I head point to Rakul.
I am no dimwit. I'm no dimwit.
Silence.
Sorry.
You are certainly trying my patience. So then, there is the land that we stand on, which the Erd tree's roots burrow deep into. What you are likely not aware of is that beneath this Limgrave there is more land. There are subterranean tunnels, and a subterranean space is beneath Limgrave. You are going to journey into this space. I am aware that there is a creature of sorts that dwells there. You're going to slay it and retrieve its materials.
May I ask
Are you talking about the Guardian? And
Guardian?
I
the
think
giant cat golem thing with a sword?
I think he's talking about something entirely different.
You're speaking of the burial watchdog. No.
Okay.
If only it were so easy, no. I don't refer to a catacomb. I refer to something entirely different.
May I ask, do you know what kind of creature this is?
I have little idea, though if you're concerned, I don't believe it has any actual relation to the Erd Tree, so it's not blasphemy. It is a creature with great, or at least moderate, magical properties, of which I am rather interested in. Now then, to actually reach this area, you will need to take one of the river wells. Though I don't imagine you're familiar with that either.
Can I roll? History or religion?
It would probably be history, but it's not easy.
23.
That is a 23. Very well. So, an age ago, when you were being taught by, what's her name, Vienna,
Yes, Vienna.
at one point in your studies, you were discussing the modern elevator, which was, of course, invented by the Saints. Vienna also mentioned, very briefly, though she didn't really elaborate, that the modern elevator that uses gears and mechanisms was based on another design that Marielle stumbled upon sometime in her travels in the lands between. And that throughout the lands between, there are occasionally uh, places where you can see the implementation of these designs called river wells. Though she didn't really elaborate on exactly what they connect to, just that they exist.
And did she tell what river wells are?
Mm, probably not. If you asked, she would have said something along the lines of, "We should not discuss this," or "Let's leave this topic for later," and then she never actually discussed it.
I have heard of those before, but a lot of times no one ever wants to talk about those.
Mm, I can imagine. Fortunately for you, as tarnished, I imagine you are rather adept and interested in going places where you're not supposed to. Yes.
Uh, Sometimes, if it calls for uh, to learn something new.
Well, fortunately for you, this is one such case. Let's see. Questions, or is it rather clear for you?
Uh, Anything we should keep our eye out besides for the beasts?
Probably yes.
And you don't know what to tell us, do you?
My knowledge of it is very scarce, though what will likely prove crucial to you um, is that to access one of these river wells, you will indeed need a key of sorts. Uh, I know that there is one of these keys present in here, present in Limgrave somewhere, though it's in possession of one bandit group or another. That I'll have you find out for yourself.
Um, where will we find you to give you this beast?
Suppose contacting me is a matter. Very well. He will reach another hand into his coat and retrieve. This one is a very much so darker shard of glintstone. This one is kind of a dark navy blue. Activate this. This will uh, essentially signal me. We can meet here in Winchik, or perhaps I'll simply come to you after you activate it. Either one will work.
Yes, that sounds alright.
While this is going on, Lucidus,
Yes.
I've told you, you are aware that you are a Nightfolk, which is a descendant of a race of people that once lived underground. Keep that in mind. This is probably the first time you've actually heard of some kind of subterranean space of sorts. Just Just
outside of what where I came from, or well, my family
mm,
came from at least.
you don't entirely know where your race comes from. You know that you are a Nightfolk. The history of the Nightfolk you have very little idea of.
I see. So this is the first time I've like properly heard of underground people.
Well, not necessarily people, but yes.
Underground races.
Yes. He'll hand this shard of glintstone to whoever reaches for it.
Raku will hold his hand out, like go over to take it.
Very well. With that, our accord is settled. And of course, if you renege on our deal, you can. I assume you know what will be the result.
Most likely our deaths, gruesomely.
Not most likely. It's almost a guarantee.
Oh yeah, that's why I meant. Uh,
And in fact, before I arrived, there was very much so already a mark for death on you.
Raku laughs nervously. Will that mark be now on hold?
I'll get around to removing it one of these days.
Raku starts sweating nervously.
With that settled, I assume you are in need of equipment.
That would be rather nice to have.
Yes, that will be very, very nice.
What is it you require?
Uh, do you got armor and potions?
Potions for free.
No, no, no. I have coin.
I do have some armor. That which I can offer you is, at least some of it, the majority of it is going to Stormvale and Godric soldiers.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do. Apart from armor, what else do you need? Weapons?
Better weapons would be rather helpful.
I could maybe sell you some swords I have.
You may show me the swords.
I would say this. I did work on these swords to make them better, to bring them better.
Mm-hmm.
I showed them the two swords I have.
Okay.
I am a
So,
I am a divine artificer. I'm very good with weapons and metalwork.
no.
Sorry, okay. Anyway,
You said it. You said it.
ah, Raccoon doesn't see a problem with it. That's the thing. Raccoon never sees a problem with him saying he's a divine artificer.
Yeah, you said it for sure. At that, you do see a look of recognition in his eyes. Divine Artificer, you said. Did I hear that correctly?
Yes.
I see. You've just grown much more interesting.
May I ask in what way? Because that doesn't sound good.
What?
Who was left? Or it was Dulan. He'll join back at some point.
Kilovich?
Did Dooley
Run,
leave?
Kilovich.
That's why I've been talking.
He got bored of you.
It's true. He has been talking for a while. I'll add him. Anyway, though, Master Sharp.
He's in a chat room right now. Looks like it.
What?
Music.
I don't know who keeps fucking moving me.
What the fuck?
Spartan, this is your fault.
How is it my fault?
You're the only other fucking warden in this call.
It wasn't me. I was talking.
Actually, it could be an
Psycho's
orderly.
here.
It could also have been an orderly.
No, because only us two orderlies are in. I would.
I just mean
Ew.
that it's probably it doesn't mean that it's only Spartan.
Yeah.
It could also be
Psycho.
No, it's Spartan's fault.
an orderly.
I am innocent.
possibly even
Well,
Sam if
anyway.
Sam is secretly on
Exactly what somebody who's guilty would say.
Anyway.
I am not a crook.
Anyway. What does he say at with Reiko's question?
Certainly makes you quite a bit more interesting. I was not aware that Tarnished got so old. That would make you from before the shattering itself.
The Age of Peace, actually.
I see. You have definitely grown quite a bit more interesting. Assuming you survive, I don't think this will be the last deal we'll be making.
Well, if you ever need aid, I'm always willing to help out.
Yes, you will be. And I
Oh.
imagine that is a consecrated weapon that you wield.
Yeah. Wait, concentrated? You mean blessed?
Consecrated. I mean, they essentially mean the same thing.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, it is.
I see. I will inspect that one of these days, or perhaps I'll pick it from your corpse. Either one.
If you do, you will. Well, it will not end well.
I see. You mean that it possesses the other. Wait, what would I call it?
It has its defense mechanisms.
I see. It possesses the gold petrification of many consecrated weapons. Then I see.
Yes, my companion over there learned that the hard way.
Well, I trust there are ways around such mechanisms, though. For your sake, hopefully, I will never need to find out. For the moment, though, let's handle the actual trade. Show me your short swords. I'll see what I will offer for
I
them.
saw him too, and I also have some monster hide too, if you are interested at all.
Perhaps you may show whatever your wares are.
Rekul pulls them out of the bag of Holden. Pulls out
Okay.
two short swords, very good in work and sharp, and the carapace of the monster we killed.
The 10 silver becomes 1 gold. 10 silver is 1 gold. Okay.
Do you remember what monster we killed?
Short swords. It was the Ankeg.
Yep, the Enkeg.
Ankeg carapace. The 10, so that would become a 1. Probably 5. 5 goes down though. 5. 5 by 10. Probably okay. So then, okay. For the short swords and the carapace pieces that you offer, the tradesman inspects them, his eyes moving over them. He ultimately declares 15 silver pieces, 25 copper, no more.
Can I roll anything that insight if he's had like stiffing me on the price at all?
You can roll insight.
Nope, that sounds like good deal.
It definitely sounds like a good deal. He is a man that you're not trying to get on the bad side of, so you don't get too much.
Reku say, yes, that sounds like a good deal.
Yes, it does. Uh, he retrieve like the gold from the pouch at his side, hand it over, and he'll set the carapace and swords inside the wagon.
Um, I'll take those off my sheet. Now, where were we?
Okay, so apart from that, you also wanted you wanted armor and weapons? Specifically,
Huh.
what are you asking for?
Let me check what medium armor gets me. Sorry, it's been a while since I had to look up
You
armor.
are okay.
Rico asks, do you have any healing potions at all?
Mm, I do not have any potions on hand, no. They
Hmm.
are quite rare, though I imagine for a Divine Artificer, your scale of what is common is not usual.
Eh. You wouldn't have any scale mail, would you? Or
Scale mail, I do possess, yes. I was intending to give all the armament in my possession to Godric, but I suppose this will suffice.
how much did he give me for? I said 5 silver.
15 silver, 25 copper.
Okay, 25 copper would be 56, and you said 15 silver.
Yes.
39. Okay. How much would the scale mail be?
Scale mail, 5 by 10. That seems weird. Does seem weird. Oh, very well though. Mm, what's one gold? Copper. Bins. 5e. So include from that. And it cost this. And one. What? And that 15 silver is one. So actually, he did not give you 15 silver and 25 copper. He gave you 28 silver and 15 copper. You got that?
Okay, I gotta do that math again now. Thanks.
Yes, it's 20. It's instead of the 15 and 25, it is 28 and 15.
Okay, I gotta find how much that difference is now. Okay, you said
BRB.
how much copper the first time?
I said 25 the first time.
And the new copper is
15.
okay. That's 46. And the old silver,
The old silver was 15.
new silver.
Is 28.
Okay, I got more silver now.
Yes. Now for the what for the scale mail, he's going to say Scale mail will be 5 gold pieces.
Hmm. I can do that. He hands him 30 gold and 20 silver.
20 silver. Very well.
Is that the right amount?
Goes. That is. Yes, the correct amount. Wait, yes, that is correct. Yes.
Okay, good to know.
He goes around to the back, hops into the wagon, and then retrieves the scale mail for you.
Rakula look to his mate. Do you two need anything at all? Letty,
Why?
Rakula says, would you two need anything at all?
Restock on arrows and maybe another dagger.
I have arrows you can have. He hands over you 20 arrows.
I only need 6.
Best to always stack. Have more than you need.
Quiver can only hold 20 arrows.
Rakula hands you 6 arrows anyway. You wouldn't have a chess set, would you?
Chess set?
Yes.
Dragon chest.
Okay, I wanted to make sure I was hearing that correctly out of character.
Yes.
And
Oh.
dragon
chess.
chess isn't chess. It actually has a different set of rules.
Yeah, I know, but you know what I mean.
You can make. Well, when there, you can make a luck roll.
I'm saying hi, motherfucker. Fuck.
That's extremely low. Why, by the Erdtree's grace, would I have a chess set?
I don't know. Just query of mine.
Yes. Anything else before I deal with the villagers and have a long discussion with them?
Let me think. You, you wouldn't have metal like metal scraps, would you?
Metal scraps I do not have. I offloaded those in Liurnia before I came here.
Ah, rats. I believe that's unless you have any magical items at all.
Magical items, as if they're so easy to come by, much less you can afford them. No.
I believe that is my query.
Very well then. You can summon Gimli, tell them that Maestro Sharp has come, and wishes to speak with him, particularly about the presence of Four Tarnished in his village.
Yes, I'll go grab him. Rakul walks off to talk to him.
I assume that the rest of you follow. Yeah, I assume that the rest of you follow.
The silence is confirmed.
I assume that is the case. Very well. So you all leave Master Sharp there in the center of village, while you go off to find Gimli at the neighbors where you're staying. And as you do leave, the song of the Ballad of Symphonies Orchestra does resume after a few moments, flooding the sound. So, you knock on the door to Gimli's, or at least the cottage where Gimli is staying. After few moments, you do hear shuffling inside it before the door opens and you see Gimli himself, still kind of attired.
Gimli, I would want to notify you that the Mr. Sorry, out of character. I'm terrible with names. I'm looking at right now. Mr. Sharp wishes to speak to you.
I can hear it myself. It's Sharp though. That'll be difficult. He's not the best to negotiate with.
He scares me.
You've spoken with him.
Yes.
I do wish you would have let me speak to him first. Has everything been settled?
Yes. We are sent to take care of some stuff for him.
Right. Well, that's better than the alternative at the very least.
Hopefully.
Sharp's not all that bad a guy. He does come off as intense though. Mika like myself for now will be out.
Yes. Um, I think I'll just see if I can help around the village for the time being.
All right. So after a short while, Gimli does leave the cottage and go speak to Sharp. In the meantime, what is everyone doing? What is the plan?
Dooley, laddie.
Sorry, I didn't have a good go honestly last night.
What is
I'm
the
stuck getting your
plan?
dick sucked by Aaron and fucking answer me.
Not right now.
I have many questions, none of which I will voice.
I love how you just unmuted yourself for that giggle.
So,
Of course, but
shall
I
we?
gotta have fun somehow.
Should we head off now?
Well, I bet you're having fun, which is why Lad can't talk.
Yikes.
No, I actually don't know where. I am, however, doing a thing
But you're doing a
that
thing
I
with
will tell
Lad.
you about later.
Yes.
Nope.
Already flustered. Don't even need to do much.
Rakubi, Trick, what do you think we should do now? Should we start packing up?
Backing up and start doing the task we were assigned to do.
Yes.
We fucked up with a dangerous group, and now we need to rectify it.
Yes. I will grab my stuff and say my goodbyes.
Don't say goodbye. It's just more like a see you later. It's not like we're never coming back here.
Of course.
Besides, I promised Oswald I'll help him kill Lord Gardrick.
You really want to say that stuff out loud?
I think we're fine here. I don't think the silence spell has gone down yet.
We are outside of that spell.
Oh, I didn't realize. Well, to be fair, it doesn't even seem like anybody here likes him very much.
But even so, speaking out in public about that stuff could...
Where there are no guards at Godric.
No, because you don't know who's
Because nobody here
spying.
likes him. You're telling me to be quiet in a place where speaking ill of him is, I would guess, being alright. There'll be like silence in your craft just because it's normal.
Well, I'm gonna get my stuff and say goodbye to Henry. And we can head out.
Alrighty.
Okay. So yes, you do take a few moments to collect what items you've kind of laid out inside of. That would be Lad. I will add him.
Rakul puts on his scale mail.
We already added him. Never mind. Yes, you do put on your scale mail. It is marked with the emblem of the orchestra, which I have around here somewhere. It is a harp that is bordered on the top by a crescent sun, and on the bottom by a crescent moon. That just kind of emblem placed on like
The
the
shoulder?
center of the armor, or the shoulder, whichever one.
Would those symbols have any significance to me at all?
Mm, maybe you can. I suppose you can roll a religion.
6.
Yeah.
Would I have advantage?
Probably not. No.
Damn it.
You get. I mean, the harp is probably some kind of reference to like symphony. You get that. That's all you get though.
Yes.
Okay. So you are going to go find little Henry wherever he is in the village. When you come upon him, he is kicking a ball in the kind of dirt path with one of the few of the other children.
Raku would probably come up and say, "Little Henry, may I talk to you for a moment?"
Oh, it's Araki. This is the guy who's teaching me magic. Of course. Sorry, guys, I've got to go.
As
And
I'm walking by him, I create a brown chocolate glisten in my hand, crush it, and cast it on Rakul.
What?
oh no.
What the? What
And
the?
I'm using prestidigitation to make him smell like shit,
Yeah.
like literal shit.
Why?
Cause I am an asshole playing a trickster.
You can do that for sure.
I absolutely can, and I did.
He definitely did. You can. I'll have you roll stealth against his passive perception.
Oh, it don't matter. It doesn't matter if he catches me doing it or not. I cast it on him. It's just done.
No, I'm aware that you do it. This is for like whether or not he notices that
I don't
it's
care if he
you doing
notices.
it.
I don't care.
You don't okay.
Not
I
care.
mean, then if you don't want to roll stealth, then you probably do notice the very brief flash as Trick walks by, and then the odor that just envelops you. Record.
Oh, really, Trek?
You hear the chuckling in the distance.
Well, Henry, I want to tell you that we are heading out. We are going on a mission.
Okay, when will you be back?
We don't know yet.
But you have to teach me though. I can't get better without you.
You'll be okay. I know you will. Plus, you're you're gonna be the master carver, aren't you?
Well, I will, but on my own, I'm not too sure how to do it.
It, everyone does it differently how they do it for themselves. You will find yours in time. You think the master crafters are just born great? No, they are they teach themselves over time. Time
Mm.
will always be on your side. Just keep
From
working.
Henry, you see that there's faint tears in the corner of his eyes. I'll I'll try to do what I can on my own, but you have to come back one day.
Of course. I have to see how much better you have gotten than me.
And when you do come back, I'll be the best craftsman in the world.
I do not doubt that for a moment.
Just don't make it too long, only a few days, okay?
We'll see how the roads treat us.
All right then, Raki. Good luck. Mm, wait. Actually, hold on. Hold on. Is it this? Oh, Control F. Is it this?
What's going on?
I'm looking for it.
What are you looking for?
Um,
A D8?
no, there's a particular thing I'm looking for. I have it here somewhere.
May I ask what?
You know if I find it. Right. No. Ah, that's the one. Okay. So as he says, good luck, Rakul, he also says, uh, may the eye of mercy be upon you.
Do I know what that means?
Eye of mercy. Mm,
History or religion?
You
Or-
don't specifically. You've not heard it specifically before. You could maybe roll a religion to figure it out.
Oh, you have to be fucking me!
No, you don't gather too much.
I am mercy. So you said
Mhm.
it sounds familiar?
You've not heard it before, to be
But
honest with you.
Rakul say, the Eye of Mercy. What's that?
Well, it's the saint's eye, watching you from the heavens.
Really? That's new.
I don't think it's new.
It's the first time I'm hearing it.
Well, yeah, it's what we say for like good luck.
Then may the I ugh, my tongue day. He said, "Our character. May the eyes the or I
May the eye of mercy be upon you.
okay, Henry. Then may the eyes of mercy be upon you too."
Mm-hmm. Biracool.
Philo Henry. Yeah, before he leaves, he rushes his hair up.
And he does kind of like grimace and like push your hand away. Now go.
Rekul walked away, chuckling a little bit.
Okay. Is there anything else from you, Trick?
Nope.
Really, you don't want to say goodbye to your best friend, Oswald?
No, fuck the little prick.
I see.
Oswald will remember this slight on his honor.
Okay. Okay, so with that, you all form up, gather your stuff. Lucidus probably has to tear himself away from whatever crowd of females there is. And you make your way out of the village of Wenchik. Right about now, it is still fairly early, maybe like afternoon, or just afternoon. And where exactly are you going?
Did he not give us a where to go?
Not really.
The fuck! I thought he would tell us.
I mean, you can ask, but not really. You didn't really like.
I thought he
give me
would
much
have.
in the way of.
He
Did I say that? No, not really.
Then before we leave, we'll probably go and see. Wait until he's free to tell us where we're supposed to go.
When you go, he's already done with Gimli, and he's probably just in the wagon.
Raku will say, Mr. Sharp, where are you supposed to go to find this creature anyway?
Okay, well, as I told you, the creature dwells below ground. To reach this area, you'll need to take one of the river wells. I believe the river well is somewhere in the vicinity of the minor Erd tree in Limgrave.
The minor in Ingrave?
In the minor Erd tree in Limgrave.
Would I know who that is?
Yeah, maybe. Probably not. I mean, okay, so minor Erdtrees. Yeah, you can roll religion again. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm rolling a lot of religion today.
Yeah.
I'm refreshing. I'm refreshing after that one.
Yeah. What you know about them is there is the Erdtree, and there are also kind of minor Erdtrees throughout the land between. They are essentially small versions.
And I don't know where one is here.
Thing about the Erdtree, it's always on the horizon. It's difficult to tell exactly.
Would I would so we don't know where this minor Erd tree is.
Are you asking?
Because and where would this the minor Erd tree be?
It is somewhere east of Limgrave, fairly close to the border with the Kali Sahara, in one of those forests.
Then we're heading east, I see.
Well, to begin with, to actually access the river well, you will need the key that I mentioned. It is in the possession of one of the group of bandits that rove Limgrave, though I'm not entirely sure which one. You can perhaps learn about them in the village of Tingale, which is to the northeast of here, but that is all the guidance you'll receive from me.
Thank you for at least what you have given us.
Yes, yes, now be on your way.
I guess at this point we're going to head towards the small town they were told about to the northeast.
Okay.
Did I say the right
Mhm.
direction?
Yes, that is correct. Going to head northeast.
Question: is that in the same direction as the Tree Guardian?
Oh, I mean, it can be if you want it to be,
Now I'm just asking if
but
it
it's.
is.
I mean, the forest where the tree sentinel is east. I mean, you could go straight east through the forest if you want to.
I rather
Could
not.
go around though.
I rather yes, we are going around that fucker.
Okay, it's easy enough to do. So you set out on the path. In many places, the path kind of wears out to just rough terrain. It picks back up later, and you set out on your way. Mm, is there any particular way that you're trying to travel to Tingale?
I'm not sure. Dooley, do you have any suggestions?
Dulahan?
I do not.
Laddie,
Who's not here?
He's not here.
just asking if he is here or not.
He would have announced himself. He always announces himself.
This is not ideal. Mm, okay. We will continue when Lad returns. Since he said hold on, so I assume he will return. Now, though, I guess we'll take a break.
He got roped into something real quick, it looks like.
That
Correct.
is alright.
So, how are you enjoying the session so far? What do you think of
Well-
the characters?
Very cool, very cool. Kind of funny.
What do you think of
I
Red
have
Cool?
yet to get my characters like stuff yet because my stuff isn't in third until third level, and Spartan seems to have locked us in second.
You chose to get yourself killed. That was not me.
That's not my choice. That was Dragon King's.
Don't remind me.
I will remind you until the day you die.
I'll be honest, I've kind of been half paying attention because I just read like 7 articles and annotated and answered questions on all of them for English. And then after that, I was working on Lanky invention ideas.
Yeah. What do you think of Red Cool?
Very cool, very cool. Very hesitant.
He's a coward. I know.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
his
yeah,
character.
Gohan, I'm making sure that all of the inventions are factually accurate. So, like, yeah.
Smoke Duhan is alive. And that should be a no.
So when is the plan? What's the plan for us being level 3 yet?
Is there a plan for you being level 3? I told you many times ago that there are many times to level up in the lands between. Just because you've lost one does not mean there are not others.
Yeah, I know. That's messing with the real. Okay, what's that noise? Ow. Is that you, Dewey? Yeah, that's him. Well, today's been a good session at least.
Cool.
It would also be a good session. Spartan levels up. No.
When
I'm just jokingly giving him shit because there is a reason why we can't level up. It's just also annoying as fuck.
I just wonder how much longer until our maiden is better.
I need my spells, man.
I want Leonidas.
I'm just a guy that does a lot of poking without my spells.
I am aware.
I just poke a lot.
I just really want to have Leonidas with me.
Hey, Dohan. Look at
Yo.
what I just sent you.
Hang on. Fuck. Oh, sweet Jesus, this is an essay.
No, it's multiple.
I will-
pages.
I can see that.
My favorite's the last one.
Smoke bombs we can easily do. Smoke bombs are easily made. They're just mundane. It's just a mundane function of the spell smoke. Smell. Spell. God damn it! Your speech impediment is infectious. Not you, not you, Aaron, Dragon King. Smoke bombs is literally just a mundane spell called Fog Cloud, which will just do the exact same thing.
Alright.
Iron aluminum with a small pressurized container to set a spark after a lot of times. Small pressure cooker bomb.
is very hot for the purpose of burning open doors. Yeah, that's just an incendiary hand grenade.
Look, man, I'm trying.
You are trying, but I'm a Molotov cocktails with tar and mortar oil. That's just a more potent cocktail, man. What the fuck? These are evil.
Wait till you get to the last one.
15 pounds of potassium perchlorate, 9 pounds of aluminium powder, and magnesium ribbon. God, you did your research. Holy fuck. You might make a good DM. Jesus. Spartan, this girl might get you beat. Like, wow. Cinnamon sewer glue that can heat to 100. Okay, here's my question. Do you have this calculated to Celsius or Fahrenheit?
I don't remember.
Well, you do have one that says burns at 5,000 degrees Celsius. That's why I'm asking. You're also American, so you use the wrong
I
measurement
kind
system.
of have. Yeah, that I've been flipping around. I've been flipping around.
I didn't buy this. Polyethylene
Celsius.
glycol
Celsius. That's Celsius.
and calcium hypochlorite. Like 45 seconds, open air. What the fucking shit? Are you a drug lord? Like, are you
Maybe
making
more along the lines of Pattis?
Drug
meth?
lord,
Are you
explain.
making meth in
I
your
kind of-
basement?
No, I had like a fixation on explosives in middle school. In
Hmm.
chemistry.
I can tell.
Wait, what?
That's not problematic.
Oh,
Oh, it
No,
would be.
my
Well, here's the thing. It would
shut
be if
off
she
my
wasn't American.
my internet because of
no,
it.
no, no. Still be a
No,
problem. She's on a list. She's definitely on a list. Or the FBI is
Oh no,
watching
I
her.
am. Yeah, I actually like. I got a letter from my ISP threatening to shut off my internet if I continue my searching.
Yikes.
So I kind of went to more harmless things like elephant toothpaste and like roasting a pen,
That's
which I never figured out. Yeah, I just
elephant toothpaste is extremely toxic.
Oh yeah, I know.
I need.
Just keep
Yeah, we
breathing.
need to play characters together, Aaron. Holy shit.
Chlorine and antifreeze.
Jesus.
And if you need a breakdown of how to make the hydrochloric acid, I can give it to you.
Flaming tennis ball. We might need to reflavor that. Napalm gasoline in a bucket. Whoa. Like how it goes from flaming tennis ball with like 3,000 matches to napalm gasoline.
I missed one. It looks like
Chlorine and antifreeze makes smoke, not fire. There, but wait. Oh god, I think I lost my place. Down the road, rocket
was-
BB gun, a can of hairspray, matches, shootout matches, taped to bottom of hairspray, puncture bottom with matchlet and send. Jesus Christ!
All right, read the one above that.
Acetone and high concentration of hydrogen peroxide makes a triacetate triperoxide or TATP.
She has returned.
Compressed
Silence.
detonation
Wow.
velocity 5,000
Silent
meters.
season.
Take it all
We will continue.
No.
He's
Compressed
back!
is about 2,000 to 3,000. Jeez. Wow.
Lenny's
Lag. I think
back!
you might have married. I think you might be in love with a sociopath.
Mm.
No, it was
So,
genuinely just
we're heading
something
to
I
a
was
new
interested
town.
in. I thought it was cool.
Wow. You know,
Anyway.
normal hyperfixations are stuff like art and and like shoe crafting or something, and then you come in here with a past hyperfixation on explosives. Oh my god.
More so chemistry. More so chemistry. None.
Specifically the explosive kind. That's my point.
Yeah.
Anyway,
The,
Aaron, shut up. We're gonna do things.
Indeed.
okay.
You absolute fucking sociopath.
Yeah.
Look, man, I only tested out
Shut
like
up.
3 of these on my own.
Anyway,
Okay.
Raikkool is using his compass to guide us.
Yes.
I'll hum along to a ditty little tune as we march.
Probably would have asked Gimli for a little bit more specific directions.
Probably.
Planet Tingale is somewhere between 2 to 3 days travel northeast of Winchick. So you'll be on the road for at least a little while. With that being the case, though, you do set off and begin to make rather earnest progress. For once, you're not immediately attacked as you set out on the
Yay!
road.
Yay!
Yay!
Finally!
You get in about a day's travel before the sun begins to set, and it's probably around time to make camp.
We do so.
Some of you can make a perception or religion.
Not on my
I
computer currently. I'm making lunch.
will do a religion check. I trust Trick to do a better perception check.
I got a 17 for perception.
Despite the fact I have a -1 to perception.
Oh, I thought you had a better perception than my ass.
Fuck no.
I had +2 and I got a 17.
I was never trying to spot things. I was trying to find things.
I
Okay.
got 7 on the religion.
Yes, you did. So as night begins to fall, and you all decide it's probably around time to make camp for the night. As you're kind of looking around for a proper place to set up, you, Lucidus, you look off and you notice there's this kind of gleam off in the woods.
I see. I get up and look closer to investigate this gleam.
Right. As you do get closer, the shape and color kind of become more obvious to you. It's very similar to that time that you awoke inside the church. There's this kind of golden kind of gleam, almost this not quite ball, but kind of almost shaped like a diamond, but made out of energy though. Kind of this gleam of energy that kind of hovers near the ground in this clearing in the woods. The grace that you awoke to quite similarly inside the church. That is what you've discovered.
Oh hell yeah.
Okay.
What
Um,
do ya do?
So this little gleam is like I'm inside the church?
It's similar to the one that you saw inside the church. It's not like being in the church. It has, I guess none of the party has really explained to you what they are.
No. If it's an object that I can pick up, I'll pick it up.
It's not an object. It's this kind of radiant concentration of this kind of golden energy that is kind of floating on the ground. That's what you see.
I stick my hand in it.
You can do so. It's not hot, it's not painful. There's just the kind of the barest tingle as you do so. But other than that, there's no real consequences. This kind of calm comes over you as you do so.
Fascinating.
Did you find something? You found Grace. Good.
Grace.
Yes.
It's a point of existence. It's a blessing from the Earth Tree that people like us, Tarnish, can rest at without fear being attacked.
Yes. It's very helpful.
It will go away in the morning, so
I see. So it's just an indicator that we are in a safe place.
for now.
All right then. I suppose that is quite nice to have. It's a nice indicator that we are in a safe place. Very well then. And he will continue with whatever the fuck he was doing before.
We'll just be setting up camp, probably somewhere in the vicinity of the
Yeah.
Grace.
Rakul will probably, before going to bed, probably think upon Gimli's words that he told him a few days, like around when they came to the village the second time, about what happened in the town.
Mhm. Yes, the supposed village that once existed. Wait. What are you thinking of actually? Hold on. Am I thinking of the right thing?
The one with Saint Mariel's temple.
Oh, yeah, that's the right one. I'm thinking of the right thing. So yeah, you think of the village that once existed near the church to Marielle. Was supposedly sundered by Godric in the early age of the Shadow.
Rakul just imagined what would happen, what went on in that town. People slaughtered, homes burnt to the ground, memories forgotten.
All right.
Just for what? Because people prayed to her, to Saint Marielle.
Mm, This there's no religion required. Godric, from what you know, or even from what little you know of Godric, there's no one who would slaughter a town because they pray to Marielle. She's very much so beloved by everyone. There's no one who would do that.
Then what was the reason? The reason to slaughter so many people.
That you are unaware of. And you continue to ponder it as time passes. Does anyone else do anything?
Aaron, why do you have an explosives hyperfixation?
I was expecting you to do that like over DMs, man. Like why? Why you're thrown under the bus like that?
I thought it would be more comedic.
Aaron, just send him what you send me. He's not gonna understand it, but he's gonna get concerned.
Okay, okay. So I didn't have a lot
Anyway.
of friends in middle school. We know this, right?
No.
Yeah.
But I really don't have a lot of friends now, Aaron. What's your point?
Oh, that's
Ouch.
mean.
But yeah.
How dare you?
Do you agree with me? It's not wrong.
But like, alright. So like, I would just get bored. So I'd learn things, right? And I had spent a good amount of my childhood reading through science encyclopedias and learning how to make like generators and engines because I thought that was cool. So that's part of why I know how to
Ah.
and like also like learning about cell phones. And eventually it kind of shifted to chemistry, and I was like, okay, if I wanted to build a rocket, how could I do that chemically? And then that rocket information shifted to less rocket information.
No, it's still rocket information,
More
just more destructive one.
Kaboom! Kaboom! Kaboom!
Yes.
You are Rico! You are
More
Rico!
Holy shit! That it. You just sent me the whole fucking chemical combinations of bombs. What the fuck?
Yep, and they will would work. Those are the chemicals that would work. I know this because I also had a similar conversation.
I mean, you know what? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take advantage of this and use this with Chemica.
You are Rico. You know that, right?
Anyway, I, as Trick, I'm gonna go out with my bow, and I'm going to try and find some dinner.
That is true. Can do that.
You're not gonna get in trouble for me sending that to you, right, love?
I have no idea.
He's probably fine.
Okay.
Probably.
You can roll a
Considering
survival.
my dad's occupation and the fact that he reads the shit that gets sent to me, that might be a little bit concerning.
All right. But like, if it makes you feel better, my ISP already like told me they'd shut off my internet if I continued my search history when I was in 7th grade. So like, don't worry too much.
Yeah.
And I mean, you might have just caused me to be in international conflict.
Oh no, that I have other things I'd do if I wanted to do that.
Hey, oh wait,
Anyway.
what? Hang on a minute, what? Wait.
I've been thinking about those ones since I was young, cause like I
Wait a minute. Hang on a second.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Can we focus on the
went really
game?
fast.
Yes, Aaron, shut up.
I'm very fine with it. The awakening of a terrorist in my channel.
No.
Considering my
that's not
dad's
what's happening here.
occupation,
I
that's
might
not
add.
good.
Live on Twitch, I might add.
Live on Twitch.
Yes, live on Twitch with just one.
So be prepared. You might just get Dragon King canceled.
Thanks a lot.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm just fucking.
That's going in a documentary.
Yeah, I just
Anyway.
like learning. I have no
Anyway.
sometimes.
Yes, check
Continue.
out. Yes, back into Dungeons and Dragoons. I would roll nature.
Survival.
Nature.
Survival.
Survival.
Nature.
Survival.
Survival
God
or
damn it.
disadvantage?
I treat nature as more of like a knowledge type thing.
This is why I don't want nature. Why I don't want survival.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair though, even if you rolled nature, it probably would be the same result.
Well, at least in this one, it would be a 9.
Okay, I suppose. But as you kind of leave the light of the grace momentarily, kind of searching around for any small game to hunt, just to have as a meal, you don't find any. Finding or hunting with Oswell, you become very aware of just how barren Limgrave truly is. And you return to the campsite, a defeated sad man. Or boy. Person.
Sad child.
Yes. Is anyone else doing anything for the night?
Bloody.
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. Rakul, are you doing anything?
Besides the whole contemplation on what the true story is.
Gotcha. And Trick, when you return, are you doing anything?
Nothing but practicing my flexibility.
Gotcha. You're not doing anything else. You're not doing anything else.
He's eating the food what we have, and also keep an eye out.
You're not doing anything else.
Do we feel
I make a fire.
Oh my god.
though. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. It's okay. It's okay.
What?
Do we feel the cold return to us?
You don't really.
Oh, I call upon the maiden.
I see. So you can do that. So you're gathered around the site of Lost Grace, and you call out for the maiden. Your call echoes out into the night, and there is no response.
This bitch about to have a 53 on her iMessages.
Seems like she hasn't recovered yet. Seems like it.
I must beg your forgiveness concerning my prior acts.
Rakul just jumps like I
And
don't know.
again, bow out, arrow knocked, and pulled back. Aimed right at her.
You, I believe you almost killed.
Good lady, you're still dear to me.
Apologies, I did not mean to frighten you.
I believe you almost killed
Are
me.
you, are you all right? I was like, put the bow away.
I am well enough, yes. And looking, the voice does now become apparent. Stepping into view, illuminated by the light of the grace. Wearing the same like long dark cloak with kind of an almond-colored tunic. How like 20 seasons of age probably, somewhere around them, and like eyes of gleaming amber and light brown.
Aaron, if
almost
you
fake
didn't
hair.
understand, seasons means year.
Yes.
Rakul say, I hope you're doing better. I've been very worried that we haven't heard from you for a long time.
Question: have I actually seen the woman before?
You've seen her once.
Okay.
Like
I just wanted to confirm. I have seen her.
Yes.
yes. Immediately after you awoke, she appeared to you, just somehow managing to get inside your kind of closed off stone room before the others arrived to help you escape.
Yeah. But then
And then got you killed.
Right.
I said, then you died immediately again.
Yeah, Rakul would say,
So
Look, I
honestly,
just realized that Lucidus woke up from being dead for over 100 fucking years, and then proceeded to die again within the next 10 minutes.
very true.
Um,
That's why things were a little bit different with him.
Rakul would say, I've been very worried that, very worried. We haven't heard from you for a while.
Mm. Well, yes. Much of my absence was spent in a state of recovery, I suppose you could say. Until recently, I lacked the strength, much less the awareness to appear before you.
Are you are you feeling much better than? Um, if you need any help, I'm always willing to help out in any way.
There's little you could do to aid me directly. That which you are doing at the present moment is fine. I am as well as I can be, considering the circumstances.
I I don't know if I should ask, but how did you bring us back so quickly?
Hmm. There is a very long pause before she continues.
She doesn't answer, does she?
You see that her eyes kind of move across the group before they do ultimately return to you, Rakul. I wonder if it would be for the best to not disclose this bit of information.
Probably not. I
Hmm,
believe I
well,
once heard ignorance is bliss.
perhaps, considering your background, I'm not sure you would wish to hear it. Though, if you are, I am willing to tell. It is your choice.
I do have another question for you, my lazy.
Yes, what would that be?
Last time we gained power, it was because we had soul fragments or something.
Rune fragments, yes.
That was it. I was wondering if we had it enough to do that again.
Um, on the topic of turning runes into strength, I can see that you have accumulated very nearly enough runes for a fruitful assimilation. However, mm, you see that she kind of trails off.
Are you far too weak to try it?
That is not it. If anything, it would allow me to regain some strength. You have enough runes for some marginal gain, but you would reap the most benefit if I were to supplement them.
How do you mean?
Mm. At that, she kind of turned and looks at Rakul again.
Would I know what that word means?
I mean, what are you talking about?
Like, you wish to do the ritual again?
I didn't know that wasn't really what it was. You can roll an insight, I suppose.
Okay.
Hey guys, Aaron,
11.
Vlad, you guys want to do like a few rounds of Fortnite before Lad's game?
Sure.
If we have time.
11?
11.
It's not terrible. So you kind of gather it's something along the lines of what she was discussing before. She's not sure whether she should discuss it or if you would be comfortable with hearing it. And she's kind of looking to you to see what your choice is.
Let us hear the option. Then we shall make our decision.
Very well. I'm adept in a number of magical disciplines. You've borne witness to this with your flasks and the items you wield.
Yes.
I am also adept in a number of magics you've not witnessed. Magical disciplines that would doubtless be considered black magic,
Necromancy.
among other things, yes. On the topic of black magic, you can each roll Arcana.
Ha!
Arcana!
That was ass.
I did pretty good.
That is excellent.
Indeed. Okay, let me find the thing.
And Lucy is at disadvantage.
If anything, Lucidus would probably have advantage.
Would I also have advantage too?
No, no.
Really?
I said if anything. You don't actually. No, you don't.
But that's even worse. Two twos. You got a fish.
I've got absolute ass. Is what I got.
I got 15.
11, 15, 17.
Yes, you're all good enough to get. Wait, stop being weird. Okay, close. Back.
That's what I
There we
say to
go.
myself every morning in the mirror.
Okay, so you all rolled good enough to get at least the basics and some more. So obviously, black magic is a term that refers to evil magic. It specifically refers to malevolent disciplines and dangerous spells and doubtlessly immoral techniques of spellcasting that are number one, illegal, number two, forbidden, and number three, in many cases, could be considered and are in fact considered heretical. What Trick and Rakul also get, but yeah, is that attempting to even learn such magic is often met with severe punishment, and that says nothing for those who are actually caught practicing black magic. That's what you get.
Practicing,
Interesting.
have an English of that type of information.
What kind of
Is-
things can you do, my lady?
Well, I am adept with hexes, curses, uh, necromancy, in specific manipulation of the soul. That was particularly how I aided in your return.
Those don't really sound like they can help us very much. Aren't hexes and curses usually bad?
They are.
They are what um they are, but in this particular scenario, I would be harnessing the soul fragments that cling to you.
You wouldn't be touching the rune fragments?
Oh no, I would be doing both.
Oh,
I would take the rune fragments and essentially supplement them with the souls of those you've slain that cling to you.
oh,
If we
oh! I didn't realize that's what happened.
wait,
Oh, that's fucked up.
are you saying that everything we have killed is just attached to us?
Well, not in the whole, just fragments.
Well, that
They're
would
called soul fragments.
that would explain why the more violent tarnished that just slaughter innocents get more powerful very quickly.
Well, not necessarily. As I've told you, I am not truly a maiden of the two fingers. Though I can play the part. I doubt the typical maiden has the affinity for necromancy and soul manipulation that I do.
Well, I'd like to give her a try.
I, if I'm, if we don't, if we just put off to gain the needed fragments, would we require such trick magic?
You will not. It is only an option, though it will delay your strength.
I believe
Do you want to delay her strength? Because it sounds like the next time we find a Porch of Grace, we can easily just kind of level up.
I I believe. Question: what was Saint Mariel's point of view on on dark magic? Not like it.
Mm, not so. It's kind of a little odd. From what you understand, mm, so to begin with, okay, let me go back a bit. I told you that like spells that revive the dead don't really exist. It's not been known to actually happen. The Erd Tree reviving the Tarnished is like the first true revival. That's not like necromancy.
Yes.
Technically, technically, that would be considered black magic, like returning the dead to life in any form. Uh, so technically, what the Erd Tree does is black magic. So black magic is kind of weird in that it really depends on whether it's actually evil or not.
But
But
with the
beside that, um, scenario probably wouldn't. It depends really.
depends
It's
on
very possible. Actually, okay. So your bag of holding,
yeah.
that would probably be considered quote unquote black magic because it deals with kind of dimensional spaces which are kind of outlawed.
Now
But
you
that
tell
really
me this shit.
It's because Saint Mariel really wouldn't have minded it too much. In fact, that kind of like dimensional manipulation is one of her specialties. So really, it's up to you on your perspective.
So how she saw it was magic was a tool. It matters on what was the tool is being used for.
Suppose that's accurate, yes.
She didn't. She really didn't understand why people call this certain magic evil. But some
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that.
is a case by case basis for spells.
That is accurate, yes.
What Raku would think about what would Vienna or Saint Mariel would say about this type of magic that she's describing. Hmm. I don't really know on how to feel about this type of magic, really.
I'll be right back.
Mhm. Well, the choice is yours. Consider this, however. By definition, tarnished are beings in service to the Erdtree, and that which aids tarnished could be said to aid the Erdtree.
But just to make sure I'm understanding, what would the process be, and if we do it the way you with the soul fragments?
It would essentially be the same as before. There's no additional risk that is not already present in the process of turning runes to strength.
Can I use any arcane to know if like doing this would have any effects at all?
Mm, maybe? You're not very familiar with this kind of.
Magic.
Yeah.
It's something at least for the time being. Like he's just thinking, like the outcome, like the bad. He's weighing both bad and good of it all.
I mean, you can roll it. There's only so much you can get, though.
Yeah, I know. 12.
You're thinking. So supposedly she says there's no real additional risk. You yourself don't know enough to know whether that's true or false. From what you would expect, though, you would think that there would be massive repercussions, considering that it's in part necromancy and controlling souls. So you're not sure, as you yourself are not familiar.
I hope he don't take this as offense, but magic like that always comes with a price. Nothing is ever free.
I suppose you're not incorrect, but I am not wrong. Forgive me for saying so, but I am much more familiar with it than you are.
I don't doubt that.
Again, the choice is yours. I
I'm
do not intend to take any action that will hinder our arrangement.
Trick. Lustius, what is your decisions on this? I will go with the group. Decisions with this one.
Hmm.
I'm not too sure about what to do here. So I leave it up to the judgment of the others to decide this one.
Hmm.
trick. What is your decision? Dooley?
I do not think he is here.
Dulabitch.
Doolahan, Doolahan, Doolahan.
Dooley, Dooley, Dooley.
I'm back
Where were you?
in the bathroom.
Oh,
Yeah, he said he was going. Would you like to repeat your question, Nakul?
I do not know what to decide. Um, I
And then we
need to-
decide not to do anything until we can gain our strength.
Rakul will say, "I'll do what the party decides." If you want to do this, Rakul, then I mean,
You're cool.
I caught myself at the very end. If you want to do this trick, just say so.
I think it'd be better if we waited to upgrade our own strength.
Very well then. I will refrain from using soul fragments. I don't believe it will be much longer before you acquire enough runes. For the moment, though, conducting the assimilation now would bear little fruit.
Yes. When we do, I think I have an idea of something that could aid us. Actually,
Is that so?
yes. If you're willing to maybe aid me in this process at all.
What would that be?
A well, this is a project of mine when I was still working with Saint Marielle and Lady Vienna. I call it Project Leonidas.
Ah, I see. You're referring to the construct.
Yes. I think maybe if we both work on it together, it may bear more fruit than I would do it alone.
That is likely true. I will be willing to lend aid in whatever way I'm able. Um, Now then, have you all any other queries for me or concerns to address? My guidance is available to you, as
Do
always.
do we vaguely remember the dreams?
You, okay, I think I know what you're referring to. The answer is yes.
Her constantly going and trying to grab me out of the guillotine.
That you vaguely remember it.
I reckon say I vaguely remember something from when during the process. I think of when
And that would be.
you it's very foggy. I think you constantly trying to grab me.
What? Huh?
It
Yeah, Lucidus, you very much so have no idea what he's talking about.
I
I
when
pardon.
before we
What
woke
is
up in the at the church, Saint Mariel's church, I vaguely remember. I think maybe a dream. dream with me upon my death. I think it was most likely with you trying to try and pull me out.
I believe I may understand what you're referring to. I, I believe it's just some representation of my facilitating your return to the lands between. It was quite an endeavor, to say the least.
I am I am sorry if doing that brought you harm.
She kind of tilts her head slightly and furrows her brows. Well, it certainly did bring me harm. I don't quite understand why you would apologize.
I I I just don't like bringing people harm a lot. I don't even like fighting that much.
Well, I am aware of that, but there's no need to apologize. It was well within my duty as your maiden.
I I still feel responsible. I
Um, I myself am deeply regretful of my prolonged absence, but truthfully, there is none to blame but myself.
I no, it's my fault for not thinking correctly that got us in this situation in the first place.
You refer to the black coin.
Yes.
Well, in truth, you are not to blame. As I said, there is none to blame but myself.
Why would you say that?
In regards to the black coin, I am responsible for placing it there.
What?
Well, yes, it was indeed me who placed it there.
May I ask so why?
I'm not entirely sure.
Hmm.
You aren't sure why you placed a cursed coin in a well. Or a fountain,
You,
really.
you see that she furrows her brows and tilts her head the other way, looking at you, Lucidus.
Rekul,
I would not.
sorry.
Yes,
Rekul
continue,
knows that
continue.
look all too well, doesn't
You kind of do.
he? Rekul, like, goes into a tries to make himself look smaller. Like, oh no, not here, not this.
I would not place a curse on an item and discard it so carelessly.
I see. So then what was the object? What was the coin? What did it do?
To begin with, the coin was not cursed at all. Quite the opposite, in truth. It was a ward against those who live in death.
Against wait,
And
hold on, out of character.
It
Say that
was
again? A ward against what?
the
a
undead,
ward against those who live in death. Essentially, the undead.
I see.
and me removing it from the well brought them to us.
I placed it there with the idea that mm, a person would not likely retrieve a black coin from a well, but it seems I was mistaken. I should have placed it better. The fault is not yours, it is mine. But no, it was not cursed.
Like I said, it was a malevolent coin. I did not felt any curse from that
Hmm?
No, the coin was not malevolent. In fact, it was quite the opposite. The problem is that we took it out of the well. Or, well, better said, you took it out of the
coin.
well.
Let us not point fingers. As I said, the blame is mine. Hmm?
Either way.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to discuss? I cannot remain as I am for much longer. The process of returning you, it drained me severely. In, in
I-
fact, as we move forward, I will likely not be able to appear quite as often. It would be easiest at the side of grace.
I see.
I don't believe
Shall keep
there
that
is
in mind
anything
then.
else. If you need anything to aid in your recovery, just don't be hesitant to tell us, okay?
Uh, it is there's little that you can do, as I said. I would be aided by the process of assimilation, but we can do that whenever you are ready.
I believe that simulation will come up very soon since we probably have to take care of some bandits.
Yes, I did hear. Very well, I will leave you to it. Farewell, Tarnished.
Rest well.
Okay. With that, she walks away from the light of the grace. At some point, she steps behind a tree, and she is gone.
She is very kind.
Indeed.
Oh,
At least we know that the coin wasn't directly malicious. It's just removing it caused a problem.
I should make some for her to show my kindness. That I truly respect her kindness towards us.
you can all make a charisma check.
Save or just
Charisma.
check? Save or not?
I mean, actually, yeah, make it a save.
One.
It's gonna be Lucidus.
Nat 20!
Not for Okay. Much as you might think she did, she is very much so aware of how day after day you did call for her, trying to summon her. And let me see. It is an odd thing with her sudden reappearance. You do all now feel a vague, kind of cold wash over and settle over you. A familiar one. As always, it is not a cold that evokes chill, but one that kind of warms and calms. Whatever lingering aches that you suffer and feel as a result of being revived have faded. Though Lucidus, you in particular never really suffered from these pains.
No.
For Trick, it is slightly more intense. This kind of warmth that settles on you and fills you. So, mark this somewhere. You gain a +1 to all saves, and you can increase your maximum hit points by your Constitution modifier times your level.
Lovely. Con mod times. Wait, so for con saves, it's con
No,
mod.
not you. I said him. I said wait, no, wait. No, it's Trick.
Oh,
It's Trick.
oh,
It's
trick,
Trick.
trick.
Did I say Lucidus? I said Trick. I meant Trick.
Okay, okay. I get you.
It is
Don't
Trick.
worry.
It is Trick. Are you alive, Duhan?
I am.
Then you are doing things.
I did a thing.
Con save.
Did you hear what I said? Did you do it?
Yeah, give me a second.
That sounds like a no.
Hang on. Oh, I found the right thing. I have a +1 to all saving throws, and I have an increased maximum hit points of con mod times character level,
Correct.
which is only a whopping 2.
Your con mod is 1?
Uh-huh.
Yikes.
Oh, mine is also a 1. So, like,
Well, there you go. And with that cold settling on you, the session's going to end here.
Wait, why didn't this work? I put it in as a thing.
Hmm.
I can put it down as all my saves have a +1, and it's only showing the +1 from a strength. Oh no. Oh yep, no, I see it now. I get a +1 from the +1 because I'm a weak boy and have a 10 strength.
Yikes. I see. That would do it, yes. That is all. You would have been level 3, but you've opted not to, so...
You told us it wouldn't work!
I did not say that! No! Not true, not true. That's true. But the promise of levels are in the future.
This is what this is what
remaining-
you told this is what you told us. You
Yes.
can try it now, but nothing's gonna happen, or you can do this other thing that is not it's sounding anything like leveling up.
That's not true.
That is exactly what you said.
That's not true.
Well, it's the way it fucking sounds. It said it either you can assimilate the fucking room fragments now and not get anything from it, or you can do this other thing that sounds nothing like leveling up that goes against the morals of one of our party members.
I mean, not quite. So
That is how
um,
it sounded. That is
your
exactly how it
decision-
sounded.
The decision is fine. However, she said it would be kind of a supplement, as in addition to. But don't worry about it, though. It's fine. He's okay.
you see, now we're pissed.
I believe I worded it correctly.
If I remember how he
Apparently
worded, if I remember how you worded, you said we can use the souls that are attached to us to for a substance for the Mr. Rune fragment. Doing so
Correct.
will use dark magic to do so.
Quote unquote dark magic, yes.
And doing so might not have any side effects, but most likely will not have any side effects.
Well, she said it wouldn't have any side effects that would not be present with just the normal process of runes. It is okay though. You will
And Rakula
level
said
one of these days.
just really I can't really say either way if he agrees with it or not. does not agree with it. So he said he'll leave it up for the rest of the party to decide.
That is okay. All is fine. That is the end of the session. Then.
Well, thank you everybody for being here. Please follow my YouTube channel and follow on Twitch to
Yay.
get notifications of the next stream. I thank you all for watching and wish you all a good day. Say bye, everybody.
I mean, bye, people of the internet.
Farewell.
Lucy, you want Lucy Dooley?
They're not here. Don't worry about it.
Ah,
They're not here.
fuck you too.